Okay, I think... Oh shoot, I need to check my window settings, huh? One sec. I'm pretty sure everyone can hear me. I did have a stream yesterday and things seem to be fine. It is resetting every now and then though, so let me just make sure. Okay. I can only imagine this gets worse with Windows 11, but we'll see. I haven't gotten the notification to download it yet, thankfully. Okay. I did also try it out a few months ago when it was still in the, what's it called? The developer beta or whatever. It's pretty bad. They got rid of a lot of shortcuts that are just gone for whatever reason. Can't think of why. But in any case, alright, so we have REV2 number 5, believe it or not, and we should have 14 people signed up and have checked in. So let's see. I'm gonna pull up the bracket real quick, and what you see right now is not the final bracket, so do not start your matches yet. Okay. Alright, good. Okay, yeah, this should be fine. Settings. Alright, so as usual, gonna shuffle 3 times. Here's the first shuffle. The second. And third. Okay, so we have the final bracket for this tournament. It's going to be 1 bye total for Dizzy, and then everyone else is going to play from round 1. Half of these matches are going to be streamed, so we're going to have all the... let's do all the even-numbered matches. So Geosmith versus Kevister is going to be first, Cyrus versus Some Call Me Joe, and then Moku versus Black Goto Acer. Everyone else can play off-stream in their own matches, or in their own rooms, but for now we are going to have Geosmith versus Kevister first. So let me let people know.
We've got a newcomer.
I was also planning to have a... Oh, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna post it in Discord too. Here. Cyrus versus Call Me Joe. Moku versus... Yeah, so everyone else can play off-stream. I'm not sure if Dragonfly is here, and he is also supposed to be commentating with me, but I'm not sure where he is right now. But all the matches are posted on Discord, so do check it out if you missed it earlier. First, we are going to have Geosmith versus Kevister. Geosmith, Kevister. Put this here.
We've got a newcomer.
Is that Geosmith? I don't think it is. Oh, it's a 0 bar.
We've got a newcomer.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so the invite link is always going to be in the README channel. Mr. Swap, okay. And yeah, you can start right away.
Johnny versus Ramleval. Get ready to rock.
Okay, oh, picking the this pellet. It's not quite illegal, but it's still a little bit odd. It's gonna be Johnny versus Ram. Ram, surprisingly enough, does have some counter. I'm gonna turn down the volume for a second. It's a bit loud. Okay, yeah. Ram does, surprisingly enough, have some options versus a lot of Johnny strings. So whenever he's canceling into, say for example, coin, from a normal like far slash. She can actually just Dauro under it. So it just depends a lot on how much of this matchup does Johnny know. And I believe he does have a decent understanding of how to do this. Honestly, there aren't a lot of people net playing casually right now, so the few people who do play are going to be pretty used to each other, I believe. Okay, stagger. It's going to be death. It should be death. See how round starts go after this too. Just gonna play it really safe. 2H. It is like minus, what is it? Minus 30 on block? Or something like that. Oh, that could have been grabbed from Johnny. Those IBs on the air normals often, very often lead to throws. Little misfiner, it's okay. I'm not gonna go into knockdown. I believe he could have, but those routes are really specific for Johnny. Should also knock down. Yeah, this is a lot of pain. Ram, especially not having 50 meter, it's not looking good in any way. Tries to 6P, I think that was from Johnny. Doesn't quite work against the far slash, although I'm not sure if that was what he was looking for anyways. Summons, okay. I'm gonna convert. I did notice that, well, it applies to a lot of mid-level players, but the consistency in which you are able to convert off of random hits is gonna be one of the biggest avenues you can improve in, and... Okay, just stalling in the air. It's a little bit awkward to combo there, yeah, a little bit too far. You do have to get the slightly deeper Dauro if you want to combo. Not gonna kill here. That coin does actually prorate quite a bit if you start the combo with it, so quite hard to kill. Looking for a burst. Oh, not bad. This can kill if he didn't have burst. Go ahead. Gonna go into anything. The Dauro actually catching the mash or jump, could be either one. And it is 1-0 for Ramlethal. If I had to bet, I think I would have bet on Kevister if it were a few weeks ago, but I think Geosmith is playing quite a bit recently, so he could be improving more than I am expecting. Okay, Dauro actually working out there. Not like part of a combo or anything, it's just neutral Dauro. Okay, very late burst, gonna work out. Yeah, and you do want to burst as soon as you can versus Ram, in general. She does have quite a number of hits for a lot of her combos. Getting a knockdown, this is going to hurt quite a bit. The Blitz also not working, and this is going to be pretty challenging to get out of, although the Blitz works. Okay, that shouldn't knock down. Just not going to tech it all there from Ram. Yes. Side swap? Does he have it? No. You can, Rem is capable of doing a side swap there, and then just leaving back into the corner. I'm not sure how difficult it is though. Oh, it's a full charge. And just barely not gonna get burst fast enough. See if he can do something about these Dauros. A lot of them are hurting when they honestly shouldn't have. Okay. A lot of scrambles. Blocking overhead, very nice. That should be blocked more often. The sword counter hit actually leading to a corner knockdown too. This next mix won't kill, but two more will. And I know Geosmith also has the fuzzy setups in the corner. Those are kind of hard to block if you're not aware that Ram has them. Okay, Misfinder, that's gonna hurt quite a bit, but he drops the combo. That's pretty huge. Johnny without level 2, although now he does have it back. YYRC. It's a pretty big opportunity. Gonna reset. Oh, Goto, one sec. There you go, yeah. You should be able to report now. Okay, gonna treasure hunt for the end. Not gonna do him much for his coins, as it does end the round, but... Okay, really nice knockdown. This is a good start to make a comeback, for sure. He does still have his level. And side swap not quite working. That would have been a really good combo to knock down off of. Losing Mistfinder too, but he does still have the corner and a lot of coins. 4 coins is enough to just 100-0 someone, so it's plenty already. Gonna get the reset with the overhead though. Okay, dust. And then I believe Ram needs one more mix because she has meter for super. Not quite gonna get it, but okay. Looking for an earlier jump. Didn't get it, but still got the combo. This is really dangerous for both players. I'm not canceling that into Daoro. That would have been a really good starter to just kill Johnny right away. It's gonna tie it up to 1-1. Ram did a J8D there. I think it's D. Because he's, I think he was expecting a IAD maybe? I'm not sure if you have to do it a little bit later for a forward jump, but it was a... Like, in that situation, Johnny really can't do much other than jumping out of the way of super, so it's relatively guaranteed. Try to go for a reset there, and not quite able to confirm off the counter at 5H. Goes low, overhead. Oof, I don't think that's a punish. I don't think it's that minus on hits. The anti-air projectile, whatever it's called.
Duel 2. All or nothing.
Okay. Oh, there's YYRC hitting. That's not great news for Rem. It's gonna be level... That's okay. Expected a level 3 OTG coin. Dropping a combo, that's pretty huge. Gonna get the combo again though. Projectile's -1 at worst, okay. Oh, drops it again. Those, just by not dropping 2 combos this round, I think he could have just ended the game, the round rather. Dead angle not working, that's a lot of meter wasted too. Gonna be Kevister taking it 2-1. Although the first game was definitely a pretty good showing, so good stuff. Yeah, what can you do? Hope the volumes are okay too. My for anyone unaware, my PC keeps resetting my audio settings every now and then at random times, so I can't ever tell whether my volumes are all good or not. I think it's okay right now though. Next, we are gonna have... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do some magic in the bracket first. So, Flizzard is not here, so he's getting DQ'd. I think he was the only Toronto player in this tournament. It's always sad to see. And also, Dragonfly is not here either, I think, so... Let me DQ him right away, actually. Dragonfly... Okay, so we are gonna have Cyrus versus some Kamijo. And Cute Bridge is playing... Kamijo...
We've got a newcomer.
Okay. Not actually sure where Cyrus is from. Let me check real quick.
We've got a newcomer.
He is American. And Montreal. Okay. Alright, we're good. Okay, it's gonna be Venom. And yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this player before, so it's gonna be a good learning experience. This Venom pellet is also not very common, I don't think. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen it before. Pretty sure this is my first time seeing this specific Venom pellet. This Mei one is... Oh, Sato uses it, I see. It was hard to tell just based on the intro animation. But once it's in game, yeah, I can definitely see it's Sato. The Mei pellet is, I know a certain EU Mei player that uses this, so... Okay, pretty quick burst. That's not a very safe spot to burst, but it does end up working out there. Getting a knockdown there too. That's not a hard knockdown. You can tech, and you do want to tech usually, but this mouse color, yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Melroden, resident EU Mei shitposter of old. I wonder if they still play Xrd actually. A lot of the EU people that used to play Xrd, I do wonder if they are still playing to some extent. I haven't really heard anything from them at all recently. But it is going to be first round to Venom. Venom, characters with really good anti-airs, like in isolation, like Venom 6B, Kai, these characters are a significant challenge for me. At least at like a beginner mid-level, where your primary method of getting in is just jumping. You do have to like find other ways to get in versus these characters, and if you're not used to them, if you're not used to these other ways of getting in, it is a pretty rough matchup for you. When you look at better Mei players, or like very good Mei players, you start to notice that they are actually using their grounded movement more, and combining stuff like // 2S, and like mixing in IADs every now and then, but having that grounded movement as Mei is pretty important. It's gonna be a whale, not gonna work there. It doesn't actually have any invul, I believe, but it does sometimes work when the opponent is pretty close to the wall behind you. It's gonna be game 1 to Sire's Venom. Bagel's wondering if you can run losers. Yeah, go ahead. Loser is round 1. Can run off stream. Yeah, 5k as well. 5k to us, //. Her slide, of course, is pretty matchup specific, but still it's a good option to know how to use. Especially versus Zato to kill Eddie. Okay, gonna get interrupted out of the ball. That is a very unsafe. And also, staying a little bit too close to the opponent when she's trying to do Mei-oki. Those can get grabbed in this game. Throws are a pretty strong option on Wake Up. Gonna get mashed out. And he does have the K-ball Oki apparently. It's probably the easiest setup that Venom has, where you just do 2D knockdown into K-ball sets, into jump forwards, JK. And then you can either do like an air backdash or whatever, depending on the spacing. It's kind of annoying if you've never seen it before. Okay, Stinger YRC. Will burst. That's a big opportunity. One hit is gonna kill if you can get the confirm. Not quite though. Nice YRC. Gonna get mashed out though. You case infuriating against Venom? I see. Oh, also I forgot to mention, any donations right now are gonna go 100% towards the prize pool. Currently it's sitting at $30 USD, but if you do want to increase that by any amount, feel free to use the link below. Okay, gonna get thrown out of Mad Struggle. That was a little bit sus, the spacing on it. Okay, Okay, gonna work out. That's also a thing where a lot of new players have some issues against it because you do have to actually practice how to block it. Against the map struggle, that is. Like, a lot of times Venom will do S map struggle into something like 2K, and the timing's a little bit hard to block if you're new, but it's gonna be 2-0 for Sire. Unfortunately, the Mei pick not working out. But it is double Elam, so we'll see how far the Mei player can go. Let me check the bracket real quick also. So that was 2-0 Sires. Next, we're going to have Moku versus Black Goto Acer. Black Goto Acer, a Kum Heihyun player from Ottawa. And Moku, I think, is the... I keep mixing up a few of these names, but I believe Moku is a pot main. I could be wrong. Or wait, is it the guy sitting right now? Mei? I'm not sure.
We've got a newcomer.
Moku is a Mei main? Okay, I see. I got the wrong guy then. Okay, it's gonna be Moku versus Goto Acer. Okay. And let me just check the flags. Okay, we're good.
Get ready to run.
So one of the few things I know about this matchup is that Mei's 6p can be charged for a pretty long time, and if she does wake up 6p versus Heihyun's ball, it actually low profiles under the ball. I think both versions. And Heihyun obviously does have counterplay against it too, but it's something you want to take into consideration. Nice confirm. It is a black beat, but it is a kind of a cool looking combo still. Busa. Okay, the ball. Yeah, you wanna kind of just follow the ball. You don't really want to have it act independently if possible. Okay, that clap's gonna work. Black Goto Acer is a player who does really enjoy using the Wake Up Super for reversals.
Turn up the heat.
Oh, getting 2 knockdowns. Wow, the Shinken working. How many loops? 4? Okay, 4. Not gonna knock down though. That's a... someone told me that's a Rev 2.1 nerf, I think, for Heihyun, or 2.0. I don't remember which one, but apparently Heihyun's Air JH used to knock down a lot easier. Oh, grabbing that dolphin also, that's pretty sick. All characters can do that grab against Mei Dolphins, it's just a little bit awkward sometimes. The up dolphin is surprisingly vulnerable to air throws, so you can try to go for it sometimes. But it is going to be 1-0 for Black Goto Acer. Jay's always KD, I see. Yeah, I did see some really cool combos for Heihyun, but a lot of them don't knock down now. You can still do them, but it just doesn't knock down. It's kind of sad. Big JH. I'm not sure if that knocks down. Could have just not teched there. Getting 2D. I think it's lagging a little bit maybe right now, but okay, should be okay. Another big counter, pretty fast burst. Mei still has hers. Oh, that is punishable, I'm pretty sure, with the throw. Nice Yushinkan. Oh, actually dropping it there. Fortunately enough, it's not going to be too big of a deal, but obviously you do want to end rounds as cleanly as possible. And Zenga. Speaking of 2.1 changes, Mei's and Zenga turned into a overhead for the first hit, I think. So you can do like some really weird setups where you just do like Nzinga off of an air normal, and it'll do a fuzzy guard. Unfortunately, I don't really see them in real matches, and not a lot of Mei players exist to begin with, so... Mei is a surprisingly rare character online. I found, at least. And like, this is before Strive also, where Mei just wasn't all that common of a character. Okay, Bullet Burst's not gonna work. Mei's cool, yeah. I mean, Mei does have a lot of cool stuff, gameplay-wise. I did actually main this character, initially. Okay, that's gonna kill. It's the burst version. Unnecessary backwards clap, but it is optimal. And that is 2-0 for Black Goto Acer. I hope the lag wasn't too bad, or at least it looked like lag from my perspective. But okay, it's gonna be 2-0 for Black Goto Acer. And next is going to be... Okay, so we are going to stream all of the winners matches from now, I think. So we're going to have Dizzy versus Cute Bridge first, and then Kevister versus Sora. So... Dizzy versus Cute Bridge. Now I'm gonna DQ Dragonfly, so
We've got a
Moku proceeds.
Soul versus Dizzy.
Okay, Soul versus Dizzy. Leave the names also. This is Dizzy versus Cute Bridge.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
Okay, so it is going to be Soul Dizzy. As far as I know, this is pretty even, relatively speaking. Although I certainly haven't played this specific matchup that often. Do you usually have to wonder for all the Soul matchups whether his Grand Viper has some usage out of the opponent's offense? I don't think he really does versus Dizzy. I could be wrong there, but Flame Fafnir. Okay, nice 2D, interrupting the second Gunflame. And Dizzy, the player, made it pretty far last time also, I'm pretty sure. So gonna see how it turns out this time. A lot of stagger, getting way more respect than he deserves right now, I think. Gunflame working out. Knocks down. Baiting a Blitz, maybe? With the jump. It's a little bit awkward too. It's a Soul player. It is Bridge.
Duel. Turn up the heat.
And yeah, I'm not sure if I've seen this player play on stream also recently. Old player? I'm not sure. I have no idea if this player played before Strive. Any do I wait? Oh, give me a sec here. Yeah, all the winners matches are going to be streamed from round 2. Okay, gonna burst. Doesn't really have much of another option. Not gonna matter though. Ice Spike to end it. I don't think I've seen a lot of Ice Spike YRC so far, so I just hope that count doesn't go up too far.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
Okay, round start DP. It's not the TK version though. I would have liked to see the run up TK SDP, which can actually corner carry to the other side of the screen. I think these fish setups are a little bit sus with the timings. but it doesn't work out. And a bringer. Should knock down there. Dizzy, I should also mention that Dizzy is another character where a lot of your basic Oki even are very character dependent because of the way you have to manually delay your Ice Fish timings. And that's obviously going to depend on every single character's wake-up timings. So she is actually a little bit hard for new players to begin with. Of course, not that this player is a new player per se, but it is a challenge for anyone starting to play the game. It's a way more respect than anything in this world deserves. Okay, gonna mash out. I wish I could do that with Zato, just 2k run, 2k run, 2k run. Ice Pillar is gonna interrupt the IED escape attempt. It is an overhead when it's charged. Nothing not working. I do wonder what the defensive choices are here by Soul. Or what the player is going for right now. Because I have seen like a few high jump attempts so far. Okay, just gonna do run up wall throw. Up down. Okay, a little bit too early. Okay. Could have killed if he went for the Ice Spike RSC. Same here as well, but still pretty close. Any single hit is gonna kill. And it's gonna be Dizzy with the 2S and here. It's 1-0 for Dizzy. Oh, is it 2-0? My bad. Okay. Must have missed the first one in that case. Alright, so it is going to be Kevister versus Sora. And then after this, it's going to be Sires versus Kazoo.
We've got a newcomer.
And then the last match of the this round is going to be Black Goto versus Karmic Quan. So Millie versus Johnny. Seen a lot of this matchup in previous EC REV2 weeks.
Melia versus Johnny. Get ready to run. Heaven or hell. Duel. 1. Let's rock.
Okay, there we go. Alright, really good start for Johnny. Gonna let Milia escape. But just the levels alone is so impactful for Johnny here. Okay, pretty fast burst also. 6k for the transport. This YC. Loves to see it. Okay, gonna get the throw. I think Johnny could have... Okay. That looks like a misinput. Gonna work out though. Gonna bait the blitz unintentionally. Throw and drops too. Okay. A lot of fumbling so far in terms of execution, but see how the next one goes. That's not gonna work. Okay, 5H not... I know some characters do have issues trying to punish that. Zalto's one of them. And I do wonder if Johnny is another one. If he doesn't have misfind levels, of course. 6k transport again. I think Milia's gonna sideswap here? No? Oh, there is. Okay. Whenever you see Pin on the other side like that, you can generally assume she is gonna go for the sideswap. Of course, there are layers to this, but usually you can just block the other way and it'll work out. Okay, spending all the meter, but he does still have levels, and it's gonna be another level? No? Okay. That combo not knocking down is pretty detrimental. It's gonna be 1-0 for Sora. See how Johnny can try to bring this back. 5-8 counter hitting. Again, I'm not really sure what the button Johnny was pressing was. Down. And again, a lot of scrambles. The other thing too is, I wouldn't be too surprised if a lot of people right now who play REV2 are also playing Strive. And the way you play, just mechanically speaking, is so different that you are bound to have like errors in muscle memory that are carrying over from one game to another. Like personally, I don't really want to play any character that I play in this game in Strive, because I really don't want to screw up my muscle memory when it comes to stuff like Zato, for example. Okay, a lot of air neutral, as the melty players put it. This finder gonna be gone. It's surprisingly not the biggest deal in the world, considering Milia's HP.
Duel. All or nothing.
Gonna catch the misfinder in the air with JP. Round start, jump forwards JP is pretty annoying to deal with. Secret Garden. You have to block, I think, 3 or 4 mixes for each one of these gardens. Okay, gonna burst out. Okay, just kidding, but oh, gonna get thrown off of the combo misstep. Square C. I wonder if he can kill there with a extension. I know if you go for more damage, you can't knock down, obviously, but it would have killed if possible.
Keep on rocking.
Okay, that's not working. That's some hitbox shenanigans. Not gonna pin there either. Maybe just a misinput? I think Milia always wants to pin there. I can't think of an exception, per se. Okay, gonna burst. Of course, Milia does have a sizable advantage here. 6P, maybe catching a jump attempt? Or maybe there's something Johnny has that gets low profile by the 6P. Not sure which one. Full burst. Like, this is such a good situation for Milia, but that blitz is a huge deal. It does full crumple on counter hits. Gonna get a reset with a throw too. It's a surprising outcome. It's gonna be 1-1. You honestly usually don't see resets there after the up dust, but this actually ended up working out. Reversal maybe, yeah. Okay. Oh, he could have drained a lot of tension there by just pressing 5P over and over. Yeah, rejected back. Doesn't quite have the meter to bring that interaction into his favor. 2D. 2D again. But he just got hit by the disc there. I don't think he actually got mixed. Alright.
Duel. Keep on rocking.
Okay. Milia does still have burst. And now he's gonna have to block twice to get out. Yeah, it's gonna loop over and over. I think 2 more mix for Milia to win here. Maybe just 1 after... He does have burst super, so maybe he can do burst super winger into OTG. But not gonna happen here. Not gonna kill off the burst either. There we go. Alright, this is gonna be 2-1 for Sora. Atlantic Canada goes to losers and Ottawa proceeds. Okay. Yeah, Milia has some really screwed up mix in the corner, obviously, for anyone unaware. You basically have to guess multiple times in a row correctly if you want to get out. And this is especially true if she has the secret garden setups on you.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One.
Okay, hold on. It's gonna be Sires versus Kazoo. Sires. Alright, there we go. Yeah, actually a Venom Mirror. I don't think we've ever seen this before in tournaments. In this tournament, I should say. Also, just not a very common matchup overall. There are a few Venom players on netplay, but I don't think I ever see them play each other. Yeah, actually getting killed with the Dark Angel. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the mirrors do look really, really ape. Zato mirrors are definitely one of those where it's like, this is not what I signed up to do. We play losers round 2. Okay. I was gonna do 2 games from losers round 2. So it is gonna be Blizzard versus the loser of the next match, and then also Kevister versus Skydrum. These 2 are gonna be streamed. Okay. Okay, Kitty. That's a. Alright, it worked, so it's okay. Gonna get the throw. Should kill actually if he has the combo, right? I think there's some way to go into the not the air version, but the Dark Angel. Although I'm not sure if you can do it from that position specifically. There's 1-0 for Pazoo.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
Oh, 6P'ing each other. The Pazoo 6P a little bit earlier than the other one though. Oh, God. Okay, it goes through the ball, that's why. So like, they're both thinking that they want to go through the ball with 6P. Okay, gonna mash out, working out here. Really good position. Actually kind of letting go of OK, though. You can do much stronger pressure as Venom, obviously. Gonna drain all the tension. Oh, the balls look the same when it's the charged version. So I think it's the exact same color when it's charged. So it's actually kind of hard to tell which one is whose. At least the non-charged version have their own separate colors, but it's just pitch black for the bigger ball. To be honest, even when it's like Zato versus Zato, the different colored eddies are still going to be like really annoying to keep track of. And like, if the ball is the same color, that's going to be even more annoying, I imagine. JP. 6K's catching the jump is really normal for that purpose, although you don't really lead into anything usually. Pretty commanding lead here this time. From the Sire, that is. Focus raid. Those are plus on block. Gonna mash out still. Should usually not work, but again, this Guilty Gear, so. Could have killed with the, what's it called, the spinny move. It's not Master Roll. Master Roll is the air version. God, I have so much trouble with the fucking move names of some of these characters. I always forget the Slayer ones too. Morbid? Oh, yeah, double head Morbid, or whatever he says. Okay, Stinger getting interrupted. Throw. Of course, Venom has probably the best reward off of a normal throw out of the entire cast. I think he wanted to do JH as the last normal, and that would have avoided. Okay. So this super doesn't have any throw involved, and I do have to wonder. Although I think that was a burst. Okay, never mind. Yeah, 2-0 for Pazoo. Only one Venom can survive. There are still so many interactions in this game where I'm not really sure how they pan out. But in any case, it is going to be Black Goto Acer versus Karma Kwan. One sec. So this is going to be another Milia player, and the Kum from before.
We've got a newcomer.
Versus what? Goto Acer.
We've got a newcomer.
You can throw it Archangel? Yeah, yeah, it's the same as those where you can throw. It's a lot easier than Disease. So Bedman and also Ino's Wake Up Super also falls under this category too. You can always throw those. Also Potts, what's it called? The reflector thing. That also has no throw involved on Wake Up. Oh, they swap sides. One sec. Pretty good start. Okay, gonna start Blitz Wars right away. And Milia 6B, surprisingly a really good anti-air for a lot of purposes. That's pretty huge though. I'm pretty sure there's a better route there. Or I know for a fact there's a better route there, but a lot of the Kum stuff in the corner is really hard and very specific, so... I think he was trying to go for a throw after run. Kum does have a pretty slow run, though. Dying to the low. It's gonna be Secret Garden. This Milia player does have these pretty consistent Secret Garden setups, so it is really annoying to fight. Not gonna kill. It's pretty highly prorated right now. Yeah, gonna kill with Cold Slash.
Duel 3.
Yeah, Ino's reversal super is actually in the trial or the missions mode, I think, for this game. The example the mission uses is actually Ino's super versus I think Soul doing run up throw, I think. The mission surprisingly has like some really in-depth stuff too, where I think it has like some OS that I can't remember, but yeah, it has all the good stuff in there. Okay. Neutral from both players. Oh, gonna counter with dust. It is really annoying because, like, as you can see, she moves forwards before she does the backwards roll whenever she presses dust. So a lot of times you're inclined to press something like Blitz on reaction, but it's not gonna work. That's gonna be death. 1-0 for Kamakwan.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Okay, ID on round start. Whoa, random dust. Oh, the hitbox on that is actually pretty insane. The JH reaching all the way up. Okay, nice throw. I wonder if it would have been better for him to just go for the burst super there and kill. Not gonna matter here, but it's possible going for the kill is better still. Even if he has to spend a bit of burst gauge. Oh, throwing the roll, nice. Resetting with the overhead too. It's so good for Kum so far. Getting a lot of these hits too. Surprisingly enough, a lot of these hits are happening on wake up. Oh, it's so close to comboing. The blue ball hit into 2P. But it is going to be 1-1.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Okay, that is plus when it's red. Bad kick. Air neutral, fundies. Oh, countering all out of the dust. Oh, actually, so good to have that option. Actually, really insane now that I think about it, because you can just do the 6H on reaction to the flash, and then you're almost guaranteed to get the counter hit. Normally, Kum's 6H is really risky to do because it is a like minus almost 30, I think, on block. But if you can get the guaranteed damage on it, then for obvious reasons, it's pretty good. It's gonna be round 1 to Kamakwan, and this is match point.
Turn up the heat.
Iron Savior again. Third one? No. Okay. Trying to go for a throw there too. But as you can see, like Kum is in recovery for a pretty insane amount of time after the 6H is blocked. Just go for a throw there too. Getting a counter hit. Probably pretty good after 5H in general. Whoa, I'm not sure what that was. Maybe super inputs that got screwed up. That's probably it now that I think about it. Oh, that's really unsafe. That dive kick just now. Oh, it's so unfortunate too. Alright, it's gonna be punished for the burst. And 2-1 for Kamakwan. That hurts to see, the burst like that. But when you're in those high pressure situations, like you know what it feels like when you're pressing that burst. Okay, so all of round 2 winners is done right now, and then let me report this. Flizzard is DQ'd. Oh, whoops.
We've got a newcomer.
And it's going to be Kevister versus Sky Drum now. So Johnny versus, I'm not sure who Sky Drum plays. I think I haven't seen him before.
We've got a newcomer.
Karma Clan though definitely
We've got a newcomer.
pretty likely to become winner of this tournament, I think. This is Sky Drum. Do I do losers round 2 now?
Johnny versus Saul. Get ready to rock.
Okay, so every single match from now on is going to be streamed. This is the last round 2 match, including losers. And then after this is going to be top 8, by the way. Canada. Alright, there we go. Alright, yeah, Soul versus Johnny. This is a... I believe this is also a pretty even matchup. God. How many times? Okay, 3. Big misfire. Does he have it? He does. Okay. That treasure hunt is a little bit harder to do off of a normal cancel. Like, if you're just doing it raw, it's not too bad, but doing it off of something like 6H is a little bit harder execution-wise.
Duel 2. Turn up the heat.
Okay, we're gonna start 2D. Yeah, I do have to imagine that Johnny actually does have some issues versus Gunflame specifically. He is a... like, he doesn't have normal movement, so it can be a bit hard to try and maneuver. Spiner. Should get level 3 here. No? Okay. Oh, going under dead angle. Okay, so it's one of those. That was really good if it was intentional. Okay, DP. Not gonna be punished on either of those. Was that a 2H Marcy? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Should kill here. If it works. It doesn't. A little bit too high. If he didn't do the 5H, it would have killed, for sure. But not gonna matter. 1-0 for Kevister.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Right, just run a ball throw. Fun fact, Soul can't actually carry Johnny to the corner from that position when he does wall throw. You have to do a running JD, though, and it's a little bit tricky. So like after that wall throw, he can do run JD towards the right side, and then just bring him all the way to the corner. It's pretty insane. Whoa, okay. It's a knockdown, it's fine. The missed damage is not that big of a deal. Just getting the knockdown is so much more important. Getting hit by the gunflame, I'm not sure what he's looking for. Just 1 coin, no coins left, you know? Not quite enough meter to get it back either. I believe he's at level 2 right now, still. But not gonna matter, round 1 to Soul.
Duel 2. Keep on rocking.
At some point, I did have a game plan of trying to run Johnny out of his coins. So like my entire game plan used to be like play as defensively as possible to just drain Johnny of all his coins, but it's just like so impractical to do, especially on a character like Zato who has low HP. It's not a working game plan to try and do that, unfortunately. 5H. Unfortunately, no meter to convert. Yeah, some real mind games going on right now. Run away to Tommy and JS. Yeah, it's hard as Zato at least. Okay, I'm gonna show off with the super.
Duel 3, all or nothing.
Okay, that's pretty good for Soul. It's really good for Soul, although the OTG not so much. I'm gonna clash, not get punished. This is not Strive. That is it's pretty punishable. The STP. Wait, is it still like insanely not minus in Strive right now? It probably got patched, right? Throw? No, okay. Gonna bait the DP this time. No combo though, it's pretty huge for Soul. More STPs. Is that? Yeah, it does. Going through Gunflame, and it's gonna be 2-0 for Kevister. Okay, so now we actually have our top 8. So it is gonna be. Let me put up the bracket real quick. So we have. Not sure if this is big enough to see, but we have round 3. So Dizzy versus Sora in winners. Also in winners, Pazoo versus Karma Kwan. And in losers, we have Black Goto Acer, Bagels, and Moku and Kevister. So we are, of course, going to start with the winners match of Dizzy versus Sora.
We've got a newcomer.
So
Melia versus Dizzy. Get ready to rock.
逃げてもいいのよ。私も理解しないと。
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Okay, so this is Melia versus Dizzy, and again, we've seen this matchup before too in the previous Easy REV2 tournament, but both of these characters have pretty good air movement. Actually, the same air movement for both. They both have 2 air dashes per jump, so it can seem a little bit hectic. Of course, it is a matchup where it's very clear that Melia is the one who has to approach. But of course, Dizzy has a lot of tools to make that hard for Melia to do.
It's not over yet.
Oh, hold on. I think someone's playing off stream when they shouldn't be. Yeah, so everything is streamed from now on. So please do not play your match yet.
Duel 2. All or nothing.
Yeah, Ice Fish, knockdown. Neither of these characters also like necessarily the highest damage output characters. Both Melia and Dizzy don't really have those like, very impactful single combos. Ones that are practical at least. JD just barely not reaching, a little bit too low to the ground. barely hitting the blitz. Sometimes that, if you're a little bit too deep in the corner, that blitz attack will never work against an airborne opponent. Fortunately enough, in that case it does work. And I'm not actually sure if the blitz attack hitboxes are the same between all the characters. Maybe it's different, although I kind of doubt it. I would be interested to check that out at some point. 2S Gatling, not sure what the intent is, but it is a little bit short. And usually you don't really cancel into that for pressure, I think. That's a lot of waiting. I'm not going to convert the IED, or convert into the IED, but this round of 2K works. Full combo, and now he must block twice in a row.
It's not over yet.
Alright, Amelia 1-0 so far. Blitz attacks are different between characters. I know Bedman's is huge relative to the other characters, for example. I see, huh. Yeah, frame data I know for sure is same, but the hitboxes I never actually knew. It's pretty cool to see. So yeah, like in the case of Zato at least, there are some cases in the corner where the attack will actually just never work. Although maybe it's different for Dizzy and or Amelia. We're gonna trade in favor of Dizzy this time. Fire straight away. A lot of these low mixes working so far. Not just in this match, but the other ones too, where Amelia was on the screen. And yeah, that is a fake disc. One of the most important things you should know versus Amelia, if you're playing against her, is whether the H disc that she's setting up is real or fake. And fake as in it's not meaty or like not fast enough. A lot of times, if you can recognize whether it's fake or not, you can just kind of jump out of the late ones.
Duel 2. Keep on rocking.
Okay, a lot of neutral. I don't think I've seen a gold burst so far in this match. Okay, getting hit by the disc. And yeah, like here, there's the first block and there's the second one. You have to block twice to escape the pressure from Amelia. Okay, land into overhead. That angle. Oh, that could have been a kind of a cool convert if she just pressed a button on the ground. Okay. Can kill, I think. Or not? Okay. I thought she could just do land and then do winger into ODG Lust Shaker.
Duel 3. Keep on rocking.
Fish catching the Iron Savior. Okay, just guarding. You do not really want to guard versus this character though. You want to try and do everything other than block for a lot of characters in this game. So like you have a lot of options of blitz, backdash, smash, DP, burst of course, dead angle. And you really want to be actively mixing each of these options. Okay, just gonna forward tech over and over, and it does work out after the third or fourth try. Yeah, this is really awkward for Amelia to work with. The pin actually bringing a huge opportunity though. Gonna drop. Okay. Okay, the air normal actually ending the round is 1-1. Like I'm not a Amelia player, but
Heaven or hell.
I do have to wonder if there was a timing to use winger, burst winger.
3, 2, 1,
time right away. I would imagine if anything, Dizzy benefits a little bit. Well, maybe not. All the projectiles don't do mortal counters. So during danger time, I think most people don't know this, but projectiles are not able to do mortal counters. And Zato also gets affected by this quite a bit because any attacks are considered projectile attacks. It's kind of bullshit, but of course, in that aspect, Milia is much more likely to get a mortal counter than Dizzy.
Duel 2. Turn up the heat.
Hey, 2P actually working. So many of these hits right now are coming from just run up button. So like there, for example, too, it was just Milia doing run up 2K from neutral. Okay, that is gonna convert. Black Beat, huh? A lot of these confirms being dropped also, although not mattering too much so far.
It's not over yet.
Okay, not gonna kill. And 2-1 for Sora. Pretty clean second game. Or third game, rather. Oh, one sec. Okay, hold on, do not play yet. So next is going to be the other winners match, which is Pazoo versus Karma Kwan. And then after this is going to be Black Goto versus Bagels.
We've got a newcomer.
2 versus Karma Kwan.
Venom versus Milia. Get ready to rock. Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's
Okay.
rock.
Alright, another matchup I haven't really seen that much so far. But Venom, of course, does not have a DP that he can use here. And he can guard it right away. This is pain.
It's not over yet.
You have to be able to guess correctly about 4 times in a row if you want to escape. 3 or 4, I think. That actually kills with the OTG too. That's insane.
Duel 2. Turn up the heat.
Sometimes I see Milia OTG hits and it's like I can't believe it's actually gonna kill from this sort of range. Especially with Winger too. Like Winger tumble into whatever into Blush Shaker. 2S2, yeah. Venom has some wacky stuff with his normals where sometimes the opponent will just kind of run through his stuff. It's not quite a real setup, I think, but it still works out. It's a little bit late on the Secret Garden, not gonna matter here. 1-0 for Karma Kwan. Pretty fast too at that. Oh, was it Milia specifically?
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Pin into, okay. Nice convert. Oh, the disc just barely hitting. JH, that was a throw attempt, but ended up working out. It does knock down pretty easily. And the counter, not even necessary, but just gets it anyways. The disc super. Looking pretty strong for Karmakon right now. Running under the ball too. I'm guessing she runs under stuff like Axel's 5P too. And some other stuff as well that I can't quite recall. She does duck under pretty low during the animation. Side swap. 2D. I think he's shown a lot of these 2D so far at a range where he would get grabbed on wake up. But obviously it's done because the opponent thinks that he's gonna go for a jump into a mix. Or like bad moon or whatever. But it's gonna work out. 2-0 for Karmakon. And he proceeds to top 4, winner's side. And we are going to head to loser side, top 8. So it's going to be Black Goto Acer versus Bagels. Looking pretty one-sided so far.
We've got a newcomer. We've got a newcomer. Slayer.
Alright, so Slayer versus Kum.
Get ready to run.
I have to imagine this is like kind of awkward for Kum, because Slayer obviously is able to just backdash out of the ball, okay? And mid-screen is sort of where Kum does shine quite a bit in terms of his knockdown setups. Kum keep him from backdashing. Oh, so he does have attack. Or Kum does have attack, after all. Oh, that's right. You play, you play Slayer, so I'm sure he has the matchup experience. Forgot you also played Slayer.
Duel. All or nothing.
Oh, 6P catching the Hayabusa. Also imagine 2P must be a great bar option. Yeah, for sure. It works so well versus so many different pressure situations across the entire cast. Kum 2P is some real shit. Overhead. Gonna block the burst too. It's fantastic so far. Not gonna catch the combo though. Oh, huge hit. Side toss too, that's perfect for Slayer. Extension. Kum has pretty high stun rating though, so I don't think it's really realistic to go for it at this HP. A bit of damage. Actually, both of these characters have pretty high stun rating. And Hayabusa are gonna end it, so game 1 to Black Goto Acer.
Heaven or hell. Duel. 1. Let's rock.
2S counter hit. Oof, okay. Getting hit by these overheads quite a bit now. Does he have a combo? He does. It knocks out too. Pretty good. Super, yeah. Backwards hit into JP. Yeah, it kills. I really like doing that route. It's fun to do mechanically.
Hey, yo, win. Duel 2. All or nothing.
Okay, 2D knockdown. Really good for Slayer here, though. A lot of risk building too. Gonna get mashed out though. 2H. Overhead whipping. Burst. That is the guaranteed spot for the burst. And big pile bunker. 5P anti-air. Such an awkward situation there too. Like, the ball's behind Slayer, but it's like not really moving anywhere. It's kind of like, oh, okay, that's gonna be the game. So, 2-0 for Black Goto Acer. I was gonna say, it's kind of like where Zato has a drill in front of the opponent, but it's not quite hitting, but it's still active, so it's like really awkward for the opponent to do anything. It's sort of similar to that. So 2-0 for Black Goto Acer, and it's gonna be Kevister versus Moku next.
We've got a newcomer.
Yeah, Kum's a pretty fun character to play. I started like sort of playing that character earlier this year, although not really. And a lot of the basic routes are pretty fun to do, execution wise.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's
Okay, Johnny versus Mei. I did play Mei at some point as a main. It's a long time ago though. I'll go for the ball sets. Okay, baiting the blitz does actually work out too. IED combo and drops it. It's a little bit difficult sometimes. Depends on the spacing too. Okay, gonna run out super, not quite working. Okay, going for the super again, not working out again. Yeah, don't worry. I was a Type B Mei player, not a Type A. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Oh, clashing with the slide. Okay, you do have to deal with this. I think every character is 5P except maybe like Axel, in which case 5K should work. Most characters 5Ps will deal with consecutive dolphins like that. At least in the case of you blocking one, that is. Situationally, of course, there are other things you can do. For example, Zato really likes doing 2K versus Dolphin. It'll always counter hit and knock down. But it is good to have a response to the consecutive dolphins. Not quite gonna hit. Good combo. It was really close to being able to do Nzenga RC into Whale Super, or like 6-8 Whale Super. I might actually have killed there. OTG? No. I think he could have gone for a run up 2P. OTG. I'm not sure if it would have killed though. 1-0 for Moku.
Heaven or hell. Duel. 1. Let's rock.
I'll start 2P. The overhead kiss. Oh, I think he hit a little bit too low. That's normally a burst safe route. It's back. Getting a counter off the wake up dolphin. I'm not sure what that was. He did a wake up, I think up dolphin, that was. Oh, Miss Miner gone. Did he block? Oh, it doesn't matter. 6P goes up. Oh my god, I didn't even realize. But that 6P goes under Johnny's reversal super.
Keep on rocking.
Oh, just kind of gonna wait there. We're vulnerable to the throw for quite a few frames. Going for a catch on the jump, not working out. Big misfiner, knockdown. Again, I'm not sure what he's looking for. Although, like, before we have seen mashing, like, wake up dolphin, so maybe it's trying to catch something within that vein. Oh, big counter hit. That is a pretty common frame trap setup. Like 2P into 5H.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Yeah, meaty Johnny super. I guess like he won't get punished for it at least. So there is that. So one of the few very safe supers in the game on block. There's like Johnny super, and then there's also Ino super, Deadman super. I think that's it though. A lot of people have issues against Soul's super too, in terms of like knowing how to punish it, but it is punishable. Okay, Dolphin. No cancels. Oh, baiting the burst, working out this time. And throwing the blitz too, that's perfect. Does end up being 2-0 for Moku. Unfortunately, Kevister is out of the tournament now. And let's see. This was 2-0, and then this was 2-0 also. Alright, so we are going to do winner semifinals now. So it is going to be... Actually, hold on. Yeah, let me run the losers round 4 first. So it's going to be Dizzy versus Black Goto Acer, and then Pazoo versus Moku. So let me put that in Discord. Oh, I forgot to do the betting earlier. Hold on, I'm gonna do it from now on.
We've got a newcomer.
Okay, there we go. Dizzy and Black Goto Acer. Where is then? If he's not here for a minute or so, or under a minute, we're just gonna move on to the other match first. Also, just a reminder, this tournament does have a pop bonus of 30 USD, which is like, what is it, like 50 Canadian bucks? It's a lot of money. For a Canadian, that is. And 100% of that will go to the first place winner only. You can buy a whole Guilty Gear. you can buy 2 whole Guilty Gears on sale. I think it's on sale right now, actually. 80% on Steam. It's part of the Halloween sale, I think. Whoa, 6H round starts. Another 6H. Is he being is that disrespect I see? Okay, the mix is gonna work out. Into Light Dust. Overhead again. Ice Spike YRC. Oh, actually works against the air dash. It's a 100-meter combo also.
Turn up the heat.
Damn, he really wants those Canadian bucks, I guess. Whoa, Hayabusa just into the fire spears, and it works. Overhead again. he has no fear. JS not quite gonna work. Throw. He also likes to go for IKs, so maybe we'll see one here. Okay, 1-0 for Goto Acer.
Heaven or hell. Duel. 1. Let's rock.
He did the air dash JD, and then that of course is prone to getting thrown after the land. Tried to dive kick, not quite, but it works out. Still has the corner. How many times? 3? Okay. Yeah, I said this earlier too, but Kuma has really specific routes in the corner. They depend quite a bit on the character that is being hit. Now I'm pretty sure he's going to try and go for the Gold Burst into IK. There's the Gold Burst. You're gonna spend all the meter. As a throw.
It's not over yet.
Another throw. And it manages to work. So that is 2-0 for Black Goto Acer. That was pretty quick too. Oh, hold on. It's first to 2.
Heaven or hell. Duel. 1. Let's rock.
Yeah, there we go. And then after this, we're gonna do losers, or winners finals, and then move on to loser side, and then go back to grand finals.
Venom versus
So after this is gonna be Sora versus Karma Kwan. Gonna be a Million Mirror matchup.
Heaven or Hell. Duel 1.
And I believe, or actually, Sora's probably gonna change to Slayer in that case. Hold on, I have a lot of things I need to change. And there we go. Okay.
It's not over yet.
Alright, really nice knockdown somehow. I think he just did Super YRC? Or I could have just saw something incorrectly. Also, Mei does have a glitch involving that specific sequence. I forget what it does exactly, but I do remember the input being something like the reversal super input into RC. And it does something really weird, but I don't remember what it was. Okay, slide RC. Actually mashing out of the 2P 5H frame trap, and it only works because he was able to IB the 2P. Nice air throw. Wow, clashing with 2P. That's actually pretty good.
It's not over yet.
Yeah, so one of the biggest issues for Venom, especially for newer players, is that the existence of the balls on the field makes your future actions very easily predictable. So like if you have a ball on the field, it's pretty obvious that you're going to try and interact with it in some way. So you do really want to be able to mix up your options as best you can. It is very tempting to just always go where the ball hits, but you do want to do other things sometimes. Okay, ball set. Another air throw. A lot of these air throws are really paying off right now, and Venom also has just one of the best throws in the game, reward-wise. Wow, far slash just barely hitting. Honestly, Mei has pretty good normals on the ground, too. Like, far slash is honestly pretty good. 5k, 2p, 5h, 2d also. It's not quite as active as Kai 2d. I think it's 2 frames less active than his, but it is still pretty good. It is behind her too. It's gonna be 1-0 for Moku so far. She also has 2H, which also hits behind her, but it's not usually used that much. And I only bring this up because things that hit behind your character are pretty important when you're playing versus Zato. Because oftentimes Eddie's going to be behind you, and having a way to hit him is pretty important. Slayer has 2H, Mei has the aforementioned 2 buttons. Yeah, Venom's a cool character. If I would be. That's a pretty good combo, also. Wonder if it's optimal. Yeah, I would definitely be willing to try Venom a bit more. Just a matter of like how much time am I wanting to put into this game right now. Okay, so that didn't actually hit overhead. The 6k hit, it didn't happen before he rolled it off in. Oh, that was pretty sick. It didn't combo, but it does still end up working.
Duel 2. All or nothing.
2S. It's like god normal on round starts. That 2S beats literally everything from Zato, or against Zato. The only thing Zato can do is just wait, or jump backwards, I guess. I do imagine other characters have better options, but still. It's like Kai and Venom have just the most overwhelming offense when it comes to round starts options. More so than pretty much any other character in the game. Okay, gonna burst right away. That is gonna be death if he doesn't. This is not a good situation, yeah. 1-1 for Pizzu.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Okay, back to neutral. 6H, trying to catch a jump. That does have pretty good reward if you do get the charge version to it. Oh, that's a huge hit also. That would have done like half health at least. Black beat doesn't matter though. See, frame trap. Oh, and that's death.
Duel 2. Keep on rocking.
Yeah, Mei is certainly a high damage up character, all things considered. And like just being able to convert from random air hits is such a huge deal, and Mei is pretty good at doing so. Nice air throw. Versus the JS too. JS can be quite challenging to try and deal with. That air throw is a good option. Hold on. Hello.
It's not over yet.
Alright, hold on. Give me 1 sec. I gotta call at a very bad time.
We've got a newcomer. We've got a newcomer.
Okay, sorry about that. Oh, hey, Dragonfly also. Alright. So next is going to be, let me pull this up. Yeah, Sora versus Karma next. So it is either going to be Milia versus Milia or Milia versus Slayer, depending on who Sora wants to play. So this is winners finals. Sora versus Kwan. Okay, just relaunching game. He should be here in very soon.
We've got a newcomer.
Alright, there we go. I would imagine he's gonna pick Slayer. He did say before that he does prefer playing not the mirror match. Yeah, there it is.
Milia versus Slayer. Get ready to rock.
Alright, so both characters, I was told in the past that both characters have options against each other on both offense and defense. So let's see how this goes. Obviously, Milia being on the offense is always going to be scary no matter who you're playing. Okay, Digital's hit there. And 2D, just catching the mash, and I'm not sure what he pressed, but it does end up working. Oh, and this is also a first to 3, to mention.
Let's see if this works any better.
Oh yeah, now I can hear.
Perfect.
Okay, it's kind of really late, but I am going to put on the betting. Does that work? It does. Damn, he just got IK'd. Milia does have that, but it is a 100-meter setup. Do a winger into stuff into IK.
Oh, I joined a bit too early.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One.
I didn't need to join until they were finished. Now I'm watching a match that's already happened.
Oh. Their a new match just started though. Yeah, so this is first to 3. It is winner finals. Got a weird Secret Garden input there. I think Secret Garden is 214K?
No, I think her role was that. I believe Secret Garden has an H input.
Is it? Oh, okay. Maybe 214H.
Okay, I'm catching up to the real match now that's happening.
Alright.
It's not over yet.
Nice throw. It's gonna kill too. He did a dandy step into just nothing in the throw. Those are
Yeah, I saw
strong
that.
options.
Okay, I'm caught up now.
Forward dashing out of the Blitz Crusher.
Oh yeah. You heard about backdash? No, just forward dash. It's all good.
Okay, then he started getting
I
caught.
did it again.
Yeah.
I like what's his face using the using Emerald Rain to get out of that, or to confirm off the target.
It's not really a high damage super per se, but it does let you confirm some stuff that you otherwise can't.
Yeah.
And the cross-up gonna mix.
I love how he hit with 2K and then went for roll anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to confirm that, to be fair.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think he was hit confirming it. I just think it's funny that he got a hit and then instead of like finishing the combo, he just went for a mix-up.
And you're gonna throw the roll this time. Been doing that too many times, I guess. Okay, gonna go for a crossover again. Seeing a lot of these crossovers from both characters.
Yeah. And both these characters have mix-ups that are like really hard to block normally, so playing in the unfortunate reality of delay-based netcode means that really simple stuff is just really, really hard to stop.
Yeah, very late disc earlier, but the RC of course makes it safe. And now OTG burst, but not gonna work. Should be death actually.
Yeah. Yeah, Hellfire is going to make this do a little bit of damage. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So 2-0 for Karma Kwan so far. And one more match. It is first to 3. And not going to switch back to Milia. Sora, of course, is a Milia main.
Yeah.
I know it's a case-by-case thing, but I think I probably would play Zato Mirrors as like bad feeling as it is. Zato is like a he has really good tools versus himself. And, like girls are really good at killing Eddie.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that last week, or maybe the week before. It is funny how a lot of characters have tools that are really good versus themselves.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that Milia is no exception.
For sure, yeah. Oh, nice air throw too.
Oh, sit down. Oh, good old Helter Skelter YRC. That's Exert, baby. Do a projectile and YRC it.
Yeah, not gonna spend the meter on the damage extension, and baits the burst too.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That was such an emotional burst from Karma. Now he's got no burst going into this round. Could just lose if he gets counter hit twice.
Yeah, versus a character like Slayer who doesn't build a lot of burst for the opponents. Rising overhead.
Very true.
Stalling the air, but gonna get countered off of the third one. Crossover.
Yeah.
Wow, the 2D slide.
Both these characters have slides.
Yeah.
Yeah, puts the disc up. Strike throw. Just keeps going low with the strikes. It's a nice little combo. Also Moku's emerald with the pin.
Yeah, just in the entire tournament,
6K.
so far, the low options for mixes have been working pretty well for a lot of the Milia players. Or, I guess it's just
oh my god,
Sora and Karma Kwan, but another big counter hit.
That's
Oh
my gosh,
so nasty.
That would. Oh my gosh, that was teleport. It was Dandy step into Helter Skelter YRC teleport behind you.
Yeah, you're not gonna block
dude,
that.
That was nuts. Nobody's blocking that.
Went for the YRC too, just in case. No Helter Skelter.
Oh yeah. And this knocks down. Yeah, nice. Down here with the late end. Oh, drop his combo. That's unfortunate. I know he gets some nice hooky off of this. Pressure, pressure. 5D. It makes you get hit. Getting hit by that move makes you feel like an idiot every single time. Yep. Second attack. So let's spend some meter on Nappa. Okay. Melee players always mashing 4H. Works out this time.
It's not a bad button. Oh, getting rejected twice in a row. Yeah.
Late burst on the crosswise, doesn't get it baited. Tries to go over the disc with Footloose.
Yeah. So
Okay, so that time I think he actually got the improved Bad Moon that knocks down because he was so high, and he thought he got the worst Bad Moon, so he went for tech trapping with Jump H.
Yeah, it's not very common that you see that in actual matches. The proper bad moon knockdown.
Yeah, like it's not like pretty difficult to do, I think, but it's just rather uncommon.
I do know a lot of Melee players like to pretend that it's a really, really good thing, but it's hard to set up.
Yeah. Anyway, working on another Melee around here.
Yeah, he has to block 3 times in a row, which did not occur. And 3-1 for Karma Kwan.
And Sora, I did not expect a Slayer to die with his burst and 50 meter.
Okay. So Sora does have another chance in losers. But first we are gonna play out Black Goto Acer versus Moku first.
Okay, Black Goto plays Heihyun. Who does Moku play?
Moku is a Mei player.
Mei, right. Oh yeah, I saw him on the stream just a minute ago.
Goto Acer. Moku.
We've got a new governor.
I went back to Twitch chat to see if there were any messages, and I got some channel points, so I redeemed them and I thought, oh, I wonder if there's anything I can spend channel points on. I can highlight a message, I can unlock a random sub, or I can give you 2.1 billion channel points and you'll play Strive.
Oh, that's right. So I don't think anyone's quite there yet. So I'm free from the misery that will bring. So we are having betting going on, so if you think either of these players are going to win, feel free to put your precious channel points on. Okay, and oh, I need to swap the sides. There we go.
May versus.
And this is losers semifinals.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Yeah, this is a tournament, so unfortunately you cannot join midway,
Yeah.
and you do have to be in the northeastern region of NA if you want to join.
Okay, I love this knowledge checking from Acer, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll throw OS. Counter close slash. Oh god.
Yeah, huge it also.
First.
I mentioned this earlier too, but May can actually 6B under Coom's ball, and you can't actually do that on
Oh
Wake Up.
really?
Yeah, you can do that on Wake Up versus
That's
Meaty Ball too.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Anyway, yeah, that was a Heihyun win. That's what this character does.
So
Alright.
yeah, Heian is a relatively high damage output character. Just a lot of the confirms.
There's nothing relative about it. She's incredibly high damage.
The reason I say relative is because a lot of the practical routes that she actually goes for tend to be pretty simple and low damage. Like, especially when it comes to just like 2D knockdown into ball set, right?
Oh,
But
yeah,
when she gets a good hits, is obviously very good for her.
Okay, nice tap blitz to jump out of that. Oh, throw again. Here we go.
A lot of checking of lows right now.
We didn't even OS the throw. Oh my gosh.
Going other side.
Yeah. Okay. Moku not doing anything to discourage Acer from throwing him. He's gotten thrown like 7 times so far.
I mean, if it works.
Oh yeah, yeah. If it works, good. But like, I'm just surprised that a Mei player is ever sitting still for that period of time.
Oh, that's. Is this a hating Mei players?
It's a fact. She's got a 4.
Oh.
She's got 4 friend. That's what I expect to see.
Yeah, this is a
Character is a 4 friend normal, a great backdash. She jumps well. She's got all the fucking dolphins 5 friends, and you're sitting still. What are you doing?
This is a more within the expectations of a Mei player.
Oh yeah.
2H it, not gonna loot into anything.
Oh gosh, counter hit everywhere. Throw, 2H, interesting. Oh, that was a really nice air throw. Didn't even go for an orb. Oh, I guess he thought it was still on screen. I like the tech trap with Shinken. Okay, 3K.
May does get those
I feel
3Ks
like he gets
accidentally a lot of times because you do side swap unintentionally and then you're trying to do 2K, but you're holding deck, so
Oh yeah.
it is really annoying. I think that was a super YRC
that was super
again.
YRC,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did that earlier too in a different match.
It's not over yet.
Just matching.
Yeah.
And gets the burst too.
My name is Haken, and I will mash with my godlike 4-frame normal. You need to meaty me. I will not stop mashing.
Granted, like, Black Goto Acer is just player-wise more aggressive on defense. I'm sure you know
Yeah,
if you've
yeah.
ever played versus him. But
Yeah, I've seen him play a fair bit. Oh my.
these summons are a big problem if you're not dealing with them properly.
Yeah, especially for a character with Haken's giant hurt box. It's a real pain for her to get around them.
Big 6H also.
Oh gosh.
Those are a huge risk every time.
Yeah. Oh? Okay.
I thought that was maybe a disconnect for a small second.
Yeah.
Or like a controller issue, but just waiting for a response. Oh, 2H, it's really deep there.
Yeah. He gets a nice air combo off of this. 100-meter YRC? No, just regular dolphin.
I don't think this is quite worth it.
This won't kill. Yeah. Yeah, I don't quite agree with that. Could have done 2 dolphin YRC, or like hoop dolphin YRC sets with that. A beach ball YRC or something, but whatever, he takes the round.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you lead into the multi super,
gosh.
yeah, that's a it's a Heyo moment.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, didn't even go for the cross up meaty, he just went for an empty cross up low. Oh gosh, jump 2H from me. Okay. Alright, yeah. Moku's not gonna sit still and get thrown by everything now.
Gonna get bursted too. That's
Oh gosh.
also pretty painful.
Yeah.
You throw.
Well, okay, text it.
Surprised I didn't see a air throw there.
Yeah.
It's not over yet.
Yeah.
Okay. I think he's gonna...
Wow, actually getting
Yeah.
the hit too.
Yeah.
It does become unblockable when it's full charged. So there is like a little bit of a mind game there, but
Yeah.
it's not too bad usually.
Yeah, okay. Acer spin is 25 meter to the neutral. He still has the meter advantage. Oh no! No! Throw.
Yeah, it gets the 2P hit and then throws anyways. Or I guess like the throw becomes stronger because you got the hits, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I guess like it works either
Your
way.
opponent's already mentally moved on, like, oh, okay, I got that, I guess I'm gonna get knocked down. I'm astonished that neither one of them mashed throw there. Okay, good.
Wow, just smashing a charged dolphin out of a block string. I don't think
Oh, yeah.
I usually see that. I should be safe.
Is he gonna cover? Okay, no, he's not. Foolish of me to assume that Dolphin had recovery to hit. Oh, nice. I love the combo in the 5B there.
He actually could have gone into IK if the HP was a bit lower.
Yeah.
Gonna end the round though. It is 2-0 for Black Goto Acer. And he moves on to losers finals. Black Goto Acers and Sora first 3. This is a Ottawa versus Ottawa match also. I believe they play each other relatively often also.
Okay.
And it is losers finals.
Hey yo, versus Melia. Get ready.
Yeah, this is another hyper-polarizing matchup. Heian suffers in neutral a lot, but she's got really high defense, really high damage. I've seen so many rounds of... I've seen a lot of rounds where Melia like controls the neutral really well and runs her set play. And then it's literally one wrong hit, 60%, 70%, and then there's a mix-up and then she dies. So we'll see if Acer is willing to capitalize on that if he can get the hit.
Yeah, Melia, the second lowest effective HP character in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, the one also incredibly low stun. One saving grace is that she's got high guts, but against Taken, she just does so much damage. It doesn't even matter.
Yep. Well, 5H actually hitting the 6p per box.
Yeah.
So it's some real.
Well, that's a shame because they got a knockdown off of that.
Okay,
Oh,
so-
dear.
Yeah, that's. Oh, actually, it doesn't work. It's a little bit too far away.
Oh, right, because she was so far away. Wow. Acer trying to 6H out of a block string. That's okay. That's interesting.
That 2H also, like, Melia has really good anti-airs. And I'm not really sure
Yeah.
why, but she has those. Like, 6P is really good. 2H is also an option. 5P also really works well. JP.
Yeah. It's the sort of like classic high tier quote unquote defense or whatever. Roaming interesting.
Wow, throwing him out of it though.
That was a lot of guilty gear that just happened.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's like the quote unquote bad defense balancing act where the character doesn't have the DP but has all these godlike normals. It's like, oh, bad defense. It's like sometimes things are a little more complicated than that.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
this is,
just doing Hayabusa.
you might
I don't
see,
think that was even a combo.
Yeah, you might think that sort of like Hayabusa over and over is easy to deal with, but it's really annoying because like every time you
Yeah.
get hit, you have to block another one. You can't really do anything after that. But
Yeah.
it's gonna be the first game to.
Also, that was one of the situations I was talking about where Melia, they had like even percentages on life, and then Melia got hit once by like I think it was Hayabusa RC, and then ate like a full side dust wall combo, and that just took off like 60%.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage that she can do.
Right, cannonball. A delayed Gatling into 2D works, gets another knockdown. Go to burst safe, not going for Shinkins. RC.
You risk also
Okay, that's
building up
super
pretty high
nice.
up.
Instant blocking on that.
Whenever Melia has just like a third of her risk gauge filled, she's at the HP right now where she'll just die in one hit.
Yeah.
Digitalis actually
Oh
working.
my gosh, the
This YRC.
autocorrect Digitalis.
I'm not sure what the dust
Oh,
was
no.
actually gonna kill here.
This should kill, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Blackbeat, no! Don't die on a Blackbeat.
Duel 2. Keep on rocking.
It's kind of like also the situation where you're just kind of out of it by that time, and you're just expecting to die.
Yeah.
So
Oh, missed his combo off of that, or maybe he just wanted the corner? Was kind of looked weird. Really, jump H getting over his in 6P. Okay. Oh, that was supposed to be like a proper Shinken instead of the uppercut version.
it's for a run up 6H. Another one there.
Yeah. Alright,
And he should
play
be
this little
fine.
sub game.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Coming down like a friggin' meteorite doing Hayabusa in the air.
Yeah, and also doing this YRC. Heian actually backdashed it, but it doesn't matter. It's disc is active enough to not care about that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, we could have gone for. Was that baiting on the burst? I guess.
Maybe. I mean, Melia just ended up bashing a 5k and it worked out. One more is gonna kill.
Alright, one more looks at the
Yeah,
block.
blocks correctly
Oh.
too. Yeah, that's a that's a real awkward situation.
Oh, I sympathize with you. His backdash is really fast, but it doesn't go that far. Couldn't quite escape the vortex.
Yeah, you can run a throw with that. He has no Kum has no throw invul during that, so you have to just throw. But you have to play mind games with when she's gonna release. So
yeah, and she could push you away too, right?
That's right,
Outside of her range, but inside the range of the super.
yep.
So it's like, you know, you look at the frame data and you think, oh, that's a reversal. It's unsafe. I'll bait it. But then baiting it puts you into this incredibly dumb little mind game. Oh, too far away for that 5H to connect. Yeah, one thing that I want to highlight about Hagen, her 5H is this weird overhead that's like 2 hits, but only the second hit is overhead. And this first hit it has so much hit stop that you'll actually be able to react to the second if you get hit by it. So she wants to have you at this really specific spacing where only the second hit will connect. Like that. And that's something I think is really neat and interesting about this character. Okay. Another 5k anti-air, no confirm. Shame. Get pin on the ground, picks it up, 6H, PRC to save himself.
You're actually spending all 50. And, of course, that is a huge commit. Although right now he has such a Kum has such a life lead right now that maybe it doesn't matter so much.
Yeah.
She already has 50 back, you know, anyways too.
Yeah, dead angle, very nice. Hagen's dead angle, it's alright, I guess.
Alright, no meter to super this time, but he just presses 2p.
The whiff bad move.
Yeah, actually just kills too.
The whiff bad move.
On the throw.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just put in the scores. That was a 3-0, I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have our grand finals between Karma Kwan and Black Goto Acer. Don't play yet. Oh my god, they started anyways.
What's your...
Kwan.
Heaven or hell. Duel. 1. Let's rock.
Alright, well, they seem to be taking it quite seriously, so I guess I'll take it seriously as well. And really a 5 far S and 5H, just gigantic buttons. Like, they're not quite as good as pokes, just because of the whiff recovery and everything and the range, but man, it's like, they're really, really big if you know when to use them. Anyway, Karma Kwan not going in as much as we saw Sora. Sora was like always moving around and always attacking. Karma Kwan willing to move around and not attack a little bit more. Nice blitz ward there, went low instead of committing to the mid blitz back healing.
And
Acer just not blocking the disc there.
yeah, 6p still hitting after the YRC too. It's very active.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Yeah, really 6p. Slow, horrible on whiff, still actually really good in terms of the hitbox. Like that. See?
Yeah.
Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah, Kum will have to
Counter
start
hit ground 6p.
mixing in different approach options at this point.
Yeah.
Although
I
right
think
now,
this is just the usual Acer knowledge check. Is like, can you deal with me doing this? And the answer so far is yes. Can you deal with the super? The answer so far is yes. That was funny.
yeah, that
Oh,
actually just killing right off the normals too. Far Celeste at 5H
yeah.
to get the first game. And Black Goto Acer does have to reset the bracket right now in order to take the tournament.
Heaven or hell. Duel. 1. Let's rock.
Yeah, I believe any super with the hitbox, like any offensive super, will just beat the armor, to my knowledge.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's just in my case it's not very good because Amorphous will trade a lot of times if I go for it, so
But what about Zato's best super, Great White?
Great White? Oh. Damn, you're opening my eyes
Yeah, that
to
move exists, remember?
to a new option here. Great White is, after all, a defensive option.
Yeah.
Okay, gonna burst out of the 5D. That would have been pretty serious damage otherwise.
Yeah. Oh, if he'd just gone into the high boost after the first jump, I think that would have whiff punished properly.
Yeah, wasted 25 meter there on the PRC too. A little bit too late. 2D.
Oh, 2D mash like it.
Yeah, could have killed there with the Shinken if he had the confirm, but it is pretty hard to confirm that.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in delay based. And Shinken's a weird input too, so if you're not actively looking for it, it's very weird just in muscle memory.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I don't think I've mentioned this before. When I was playing with somebody last year and we were doing weekly sets, I tried to pick up Heiken as a secondary character.
Yeah.
So I actually understand it decently. And I have to say I sympathize with ever trying to move with his character because she's just so big and so slow. Which is weird because she's got like an air dash and a dive kick and stuff.
Yeah, I mean Raven's not also like exactly the most mobile character either though.
Yeah, but Raven has an invulnerable forward dash, so I don't have to play neutral half the time.
Yeah.
A lot of my neutral decisions are just, can I dash through this?
So,
Or can I dash far S or dash 2H or something?
yeah, fair enough.
Hagen's like, she has like also the slow movement, but also like she actually has to like think about the approach, and I'm not used to doing that.
So you can't just air dash in with this character.
Yeah. It just, yeah.
While mashing out of the dust attempt.
We've seen surprisingly little of that from Hagen. Just I guess just because melee disc is so good. Oh, there's the mash, and 5D beat it. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to look for the burst. I'm pretty sure he was, but
Yeah, the jump back seems like it.
Yeah, I would not burst there anyways, though. I think
Yeah.
just trying to stay safe overall. I mean, you already get the damage anyways, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, nice confirm. That was awesome. That was good.
Okay, into a throw too. Into another one.
Nice.
Third? No. Gets a burst bait though. That's gonna be the game.
That was a really clean round.
Yeah, super good. And 1-1 ties it up.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Now, as a Zato player, if I'm gonna play Thug Finals between either one of these players, I would much rather have the Heihan, but see how this ends up being.
Yeah.
6H just barely not hitting. That is one of the most unsafe things on block to do.
Yeah. I like that Acer's willing to represent it though. You really need to you really do need to take risks with this character.
Yeah, you do. You really do.
Yeah, that's plus. It's minus.
Super. Yeah.
Well, okay, let's play this. We'll, okay, behind the back. Interesting. I've never seen that super hit like that.
Yeah, usually.
On block anyway. I know it's.
Yeah. The only time you really see the behind backwards hit is for combos. So blocking the 6K, it's pretty good to see. That's super right now. He could do the ball super and then like try to go for some setups.
Did you see Millia low profiling Hagen jump in with friggin' far S? That was, oh my gosh.
It's a peak guilty gear.
Another throw.
Yeah, there's another one too.
Rare footage of Millia not mashing 4H every time she gets knocked down.
Okay, there's the classic Iron Savior.
Man, like that. It's so dumb. Like, you feel so good because you think, okay, I recognize that this is 6H, the second hit's an overhead, alright, I'll stand up, and it's just a care card. It's like, man.
It does feel pretty bad. a lot of the offense options that Millia has do feel pretty bad when you do get got by them.
Yeah.
Like a land into overhead, 6K.
When I first started playing this game, I was playing against this guy in our local scene who didn't really play the game at all. And he played this terrible Millia, and his main mix-up was like doing roll into throw or roll into 5D. And I swear I got so spitting mad like, every time I got hit by 5D. Because I could understand, oh, there's a big orange flash. I should be able to react to it. But it still made me feel so stupid. And honestly, it still does make me feel stupid.
Okay.
Good discipline on Acer not to burst there. I was mentally putting myself in his shoes, and as soon as Melee landed with 50 meter, my brain said, burst. This is scary. But no, he has his burst for this range, which is much more important. Hi? Yeah, 6k.
I mean, the burst psychology changes so much based on your HP too, like how much HP your character has overall.
Yeah.
And, as a Zalta player, my burst brain is just get a gold burst every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not gonna work. Actually gets a combo of
nice.
Secret Garden too.
Street Fighter 5, I love it.
So the Secret Garden is probably the single most bullshit feeling thing in the game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
really annoying to deal with. Or you don't
There are
really
a lot of like,
yeah, you don't even really deal with it per se. You just have to like guess correctly 4 times in a row, which isn't really
Yeah.
the definition of dealing with something.
yeah,
to
at
be
best
fair.
you can survive it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of famous like knockdown projectile set play moves in this game. Melee Secret Garden is not too common because it requires so much prep time, but it's incredibly good. Also, shoutouts to Acer jumping in twice earlier in the match and then getting 6-speed both times. And the first wasn't a counter hit. He could have like back decked and gone back to neutral. And we thought there's no way he'd expect me to do it twice. And then he just got counter hit on the next time.
Yeah, super good setup right now though. He has full bar too.
Oh my gosh. Oh, whoa. Okay. Oh, that descending jump cave is supposed to be.
Just one ball. Just one ball. Oh, so close to comboing too into super. Don't burst. Okay. Milia is a little bit too far for you to be able to get a burst, even if you want to do it there, which you don't.
Yeah.
And this is a set point, or tournament point, for Karma 1.
I like that he jumped forward and IB'd the pin, but Melia came down with it this time, so she got the earlier fight too.
Just gonna play safe, blocking that 5D for once. Oh, nice counter hit
Nice.
too. And runs up just enough to
My
not get hit
God,
by the
it's
Secret
safe.
Garden.
My god. Yeah.
Up dive kicking
Now it's
into
still
Secret.
active, pal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice IAD. Doesn't get in air this time.
Yeah, huge
Cat Blitz
opportunity.
gets past one hit.
Yeah, that was a super input, 100%.
Yeah. Definitely. Hard bait on the burst.
Another one too.
This hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is frame 1 post flash, so you can't FD out of a run.
Duel 3. Turn up the heat.
Another
Nice,
big 6
love it.
H2. It's just like the corner carry you get from that is so insane.
Yeah. Again, when I first played against this character like 3 years ago, that was something that tilted the hell out of me. I kept getting hit by it. And I thought, okay, whatever, I'm on the other side of the screen. Surely this rushdown character will not hit me. But then she gets that. It's like crazy. Also, Amelia, that was like a really disgusting pressure sequence.
Yeah, Secret Garden and does manage to get out with the dead angle, but that is a pretty big usage of the resource. Yeah, counter it is huge.
Yeah, it doesn't hit anywhere close to enough, but it at least pushes her into the corner a bit. Oh, Acer just backing off, doesn't feel like going underneath her.
Yeah, jumping quite a bit too. This is super bad. And actually mashing out though.
Mash.
I don't even know how it's working against the Secret Garden. Oh, that should be okay. Still has bursts and uses it. That should be the end of the game.
R6 scaling?
Oh yes, Bad Moon. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there we go. I wasn't sure if he'd be able to get the re-jump there, but it worked out. Very nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations to Karma Kwan for becoming the Supreme Champion of Canada.
Yeah.
And let's see if he. See if he wants to come into the voice chat and have a short interview. But he will be getting the the 30 USD, which is like 50 Canadian bucks.
40. It's not that bad. It's pretty good, but it's not that bad.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's about. I've been looking at finance.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot recently because of my investments.
It's actually not that bad.
It's about 75 cents.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry I could only catch the back half of the bracket, but that was still a lot of fun.
Yeah, no problem. Just like whenever you're available is fine. And we should be having Karmakwan on voice very soon.
Yeah. Oh, also, just to mention, I won't be here next week. I'll probably
okay.
mention that at the end again.
Sure. And let's see. Alright, hey Karmakwan.
Hello. Like, is my mic good?
Let me raise your volume just a little bit.
Because usually, whenever I'm on Discord, my mic is like it's spotty.
Yeah, I think it's okay now. So, yeah, first of all, congratulations on becoming the Supreme Champion of Canada. I believe you're the fifth person to have that title now. And
oh wow.
Yeah. You did see so one thing I wanted to ask, because I did ask this to Sora before, and Sora is a player who really doesn't like playing the Milia mirror matchup.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that mirror matchup? Just like, is it really bad for any reason?
I mean, the Milia matchup is good, but usually it's like Milias tend to play air. It's like Milia is really good at stopping Milia from doing pin.
Yeah.
Because it's harder for Milia to use pin because, like, Milia's speed and her low profile run, it makes it really hard to pin her down with pin.
Yeah.
And then it's like a heavy momentum based matchup off of one hit.
Yeah, I mean, given Milia's health and just her playstyle, I imagine just the vast majority of her matchups are all pretty swingy in general. What about versus Slayer also?
Slayer's kind of tricky, but I feel like with Slayer, you can knock him down. But with BDC, you can't really do Dis Oki versus Slayer. So you would have to do like 2D into Garden and control neutral until you can push him to the corner.
Yeah.
And then you would have to do like Garden routes because Slayer has like BDC. So Dis Oki is pretty much irrelevant versus Slayer.
I see.
But
yeah. You were going to say?
I don't know. Like I hate playing against Heyoon sometimes.
I see. I mean, the specific Heyoon player you're playing against is he likes to represent a lot of offensive options on Wake Up, which I know can be annoying versus to play against. With like, Heyoon is one of the best 2Ps in the game, right? And then also the Wake Up Super is can be kind of annoying to deal with. Are you playing any other games right now, like fighting games?
Like sometimes I play Strive, but I get depressed because it's just like my character doesn't play the same.
Yeah.
And then I have to play other characters, and I'm not interested in other characters.
Yeah.
Who do you play in Strive?
I played Milia, but for like the first month I played Soul. Like I placed decent. Like I placed like 17th, like 9th, sometimes 8th. But yeah. And that was like the first month or so.
The most depressing thing, and I see this in different titles too, like in Melty Blood too. I see these really good players from Current Code and like from Exert and Plus R who are placing like third, and then first and second place are like Grand Blue players and like Dragon Ball players, and it's pretty depressing. It's pretty depressing to see overall. Yeah. Although, I was gonna ask also. This is gonna be the last question, but any thoughts on? And this is asked every week, but any thoughts on Strive?
I mean, I think the game will be a game I would play like when they open. So you know how the recent patch they've added more options. I feel like the game will be a game that I would play once it's like Strive, like REV2 EX or something like that. Like once they open up the game more every patch, I probably would play it more. But currently, with how it is right now with Wall Break, I don't know.
I see. Yeah, I mean, I do feel that too. Where it is I did get a little bit hopeful when I saw the Dragon Ball patch. I'm not sure if you follow that game at all, but in Dragon Ball there was a big patch recently where basically a lot of options for all the characters got jacked up really high. So everyone is much stronger now, and they have much better just options in general. So if they do that kind of patch to Strive, and it's not gonna happen anytime soon, right? So But if they do,
you know what I think is gonna happen? Because with Strive, they take away like half of like their special moves. So I think that
Yeah.
I think that in like an updated version, like a Rev 1 or Rev 2, they'll give characters back special moves that they've lost. Like I think Milia would probably get back Garden or Pin, more options. I think like the cast will get that down the line. And
Yeah.
who knows if they open the game up more, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think people were saying, at least initially when Strive was first being released, that they would really like an option to spend 25 on something instead of 50. And obviously one of the ways you could do that is by adding something like FB into the game. Although I really doubt that kind of thing will be added to Strive, but I do really miss my FB star as Kai, so...
Yeah.
For force breaks in particular, I don't think those are coming back.
Yeah, I don't think it's that likely either, but anything to make the game more fun would be very welcome. And I think FBs would help towards that goal, but yeah.
Also, I think defensive options probably more, because sometimes I just feel like I can't do anything.
Yeah,
I feel like instead of it being like chess, where like in Rev 2, where if like you lab against something and you know the options, it's easier to defend against something.
Yeah, for sure.
With this, it's just like I'm playing rock paper scissors, and if I guess wrong, I just die.
Yeah,
it's so single-minded.
It's a trend that's been in every single new Arxis game recently. So Grand Blue is a really good example of this, where everyone's defense is just absolutely dismal. So the types of mind games that you see on offense and defense are just like, you would never see this kind of thing in a game like Xrd, because everyone just has much better options on defense. But yeah, and anything? Are you playing any game? Did you try Melty Blood, Lumina?
See, Melty Blood, I was supposed to invest time into, but with Melty, currently, yeah, like Melty Blood, I bought it and I haven't really played much of it. I think I should play, because I play Kohaku.
Yeah.
So I should be grinding it more. But the only reason that I haven't is because it's, I don't know. I'm thinking, like, does the game really have like a longevity? Like, hopefully it doesn't end up like Eunice when Uniclair came out.
Yeah, I have
Well, I think the rollback netcode and French Bread's plan to support it with more characters and more content that shows that there's at least going to be some kind of journey that the community can go on. Well, I think that they're going to support it much more.
Developer support is one thing, but also just in the end, what matters, what ends up mattering a lot is the player base size. And I agree, like, just wholeheartedly that I feel like Melty has a lot less lasting power than even something like Strive. So I am kind of wondering how much I should be spending time on the game, to be honest. Because right now I do want to prioritize games that have larger player bases.
And then also, like, the marketability, like, how much they're marketing the game. Like, I feel like Melty has gotten a lot of support from, like, the players and, like, the influencers, but I don't think that the company is, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like down the line, but, like, I guess for Melty, we'll just have to wait and see.
I think the core issue when it comes to marketing fighting games is that fighting games, as they exist right now, are not very good as a game. So what people are wanting is some factor that isn't skill that determines the outcome of a match. And fighting games are basically just 99% skill, right? There's no factors such as RNG or like spending money on something to improve your character, or like teammates. Like none of that really exists in fighting games. And those factors that are not skill are basically mandatory for a game to become really, really popular, like to the tier of like a MOBA or a card game or like a RTS or whatever. So there needs to be some innovation done to the genre as a whole, I think, in order for that to occur. But it's just not happening right now. It is happening in one game called called Them's Fighting Herds, and I'm sure Dragonfly can tell you all about it. But,
yeah.
Them's Fighting Herds is it's a weird case where I don't see this game ever taking off big time, unfortunately.
Oh no, it won't.
Yeah.
Regarding what you said about the size of a game and marketing and everything, normally my response to that is to say, well, French Bread's a tiny company. It's like 4 people or something. So naturally, I would expect their games to be smaller and more hardcore. But they have a crossover with Fate, and Saber is a playable character.
Yeah, they had a
And one
yeah,
of the
they had a rated banner for
So, like-
Saber in game in FGO.
yeah. So it's like you'd think that the company that owns Fate or Fate Grand Order or whatever, which is like this printing press in Japan, the money could throw a little bit of money at Type Lumina and just give them more publicity. Maybe they have, honestly.
And
But
tournaments.
it does seem kind of weird.
Yeah, in tournaments too. Like Side Games kind of did this with Grand Blue, but not really. Well, in their defense, I guess there was also COVID, so
Yeah.
that really came at a
Right.
bad time.
I
but-
actually wanted to grind that game.
Oh, Grand Blue?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I was thinking about going offline for it, but
I see.
like how COVID happened.
Yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of time on playing that game too. Surprisingly enough, in earlier this year, because Korea, I was in Korea earlier this year, and Korea I think was one of the only regions where you could find like a lot of people to play against. Like the world lobbies that they have, like the 64-man lobbies.
Yeah.
The only region in the world that consistently has more than like 10 people. In Korea's case, they had like 40 to 60 every night or evening,
Oh,
I guess.
wow.
And yeah, I think Korea was the only region that had that at the time. And largely due to that, I was able to grind the game a lot. But my main character, UL, has gotten nerfed quite a bit, unfortunately. And actually, Saber, I play Saber in Melty, and I think this is the first time in my entire life that my main character has gotten buffed. Because I played
wow.
I played Arcune, or like a little bit of Arcune in CPEX, and in the transition to CF, he got nerfed. I played Zato obviously, and he got nerfed in 2.1.
Yeah,
I play.
I
like-
really don't even know why. He got
Yeah.
nerfed.
Yeah, like so many of the characters I play just get nerfed over and over. So it is interesting to see Saber getting buffed. Her 2B is a low now, which is pretty big. But we'll see. I don't know how much time I'm going to put into that game anyways, but yeah. Congratulations again on your victory in this tournament, and send me your email for your PayPal, and I'll send you the 30 right away.
Oh, okay.
And also, we need to play our Thug Finals, as Mad Hatter is pointing out. Do you want to play Thug Finals?
Oh, I mean, I'm sure.
Alright, we'll do a first to 3, so I am going to mute myself, and we'll play our
Oh.
match.
But you're sweating in Thug Finals.
Yeah, man.
Usually, how I thought Thug Finals was first to 1, first to 3. Okay.
I don't know. It's because the way that we do it is, so you beat the tournament and everything, but because Minu's the organizer, he doesn't get to enter the bracket. So now we figure, well, you face the hidden boss of the tournament, which is Minu, and it's just as valid as grand finals or winners finals. So first to 3.
Okay. I should mute my mic too.
Yeah. You can leave the voice channel if you want. I'm just going to be talking to Twitch chat while you play.
Okay.
Good luck. Who dares?
Earlier, a minute or two ago, someone asked, would you guys change anything about Exit if you could? Someone in response said, make YRC not eat your opponent's input. And I respectfully disagree with that, because although it is awful to have YRC just eat your inputs and say, no, you don't get to play, if it didn't, basically every time you did a YRC, a character with a meterless reversal would just do the meterless reversal. And it would take this, I don't know, it would just sort of put it into this RPS situation where you spent 25 meter to sort of signal to your opponent that you're going to do something. And he has this catch-all answer, so why would he not do it, right? As for the original question, what would I change about Exert? I mean, there are some quality of life things, like make the input buffer bigger, make the input interpreter maybe a little less lenient. There's one thing, actually, okay. There's one thing in particular that basically every fighting game I've ever played, except for 2, has, which annoys the hell out of me, and I don't think it'll ever get fixed. Good block on that double overhead, by the way. If you want to jump at a diagonal, like up forward or up back, you can't just move the stick in that direction, like the arcade stick. Because if the micro switch for up, neutral, straight up, 8, goes off first, And even if you slide over to 9 or 7 after that, you will still get a neutral jump because, you know, the arcade game sees, or the game sees, your stick having gone from 5 to 8, so it assumes, oh, neutral jump, obviously, what else would you want? So if you actually want the forward jump in these games, or backwards jump, or just do a diagonal jump, you need to sort of slide your stick up along the gate at a very particular diagonal angle. And that is something I find extremely annoying. Yeah, so weirdly enough, or I guess not weirdly enough, Skullgirls and Them's Fightin' Hoods, which is made on the Skullgirls engine, both fix this. It's not an issue in those games. Because they just smooth your input or clean it or whatever, and if you're... Nice Nobuiro. And so if you go 8 and then for a fraction of a frame, and then you go to 9, the game will say, oh, you obviously wanted to jump forward. I'll give you a forward jump. It's a really simple thing to fix that would make the games feel make fighting games feel a lot less clunky. And unfortunately, I don't think any game will ever fix that because they probably just don't recognize it as a problem. Wood Mancini says, oh, interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. There are a lot of reasons why arcade sticks are objectively terrible input devices. Very skillful pin. Love it. Amelia Classic. Love to see the pin from full screen. One of my favorite things to do to get hit by pin. There are a lot of things that there are a lot of reasons why arcade sticks are actually just awful input devices. But for some reason, for me, they just feel more comfortable than gamepads or keyboards. And I already have all 3 of them, so whatever. Yeah, on pad, I'd love to have a separate jump button. I know that on PS4 and maybe PS5 by extension, you can like manually rebind your buttons. So you could like debind the up on the D-pad and maybe map it to R1 or L1 or something. But yeah, it'd be nice to have like better movement in general. That's something I find surprising about a lot of fighting games. They have like really stiff movement. And I don't mean that in like how to put this? Like Street Fighter to me is like the premier offender for that because it's based around having like really simple ground movement. But like I play my first quote unquote fighting game was like Super Smash Bros. Melee. And so a lot of things that I like about Guilty Gear are things that I like because I played Melee. Things like, you know, enjoying degenerate offense or degenerate defense. The movement as well is a huge thing. And in Guilty Gear, one thing that I think is really cool is you can take ground momentum into your air jump. So, you know, you start running as you go really fast, and your character takes that momentum into his jump, which is, like, that's just normal, right? Like, why would you not have that? But even in a game like even in like in Guilty Gear, I like that it works like that, and then it doesn't work like that in a lot of other fighting games, for whatever reason. I know that it doesn't work like this in Strive, unfortunately. And I just think, why is it like that? It just makes the game feel more artificial, you know? Rare footage of Zato 6H actually doing something. Yeah, most of the so to get back to the earlier question, what would I change about REV2 or Exer? Not much, honestly. Maybe just make the characters balanced a little better, make Zato and Bedman and Tenkin suffer a bit less. Nerf Johnny, nerf Elfelt, nerf Kai, etc. Nerf Eno, god. But like, I think the game's mechanics are in a pretty healthy state. The only thing I'd remove is maybe like PRCs because they're really stupid. Do I think YRC is too cheap at 25? In an objective sense, maybe yeah it is, but this is something I want to talk about at a later date, maybe in a video or something. That was a cool combo. That was sick, by the way. The execution go across the screen into the pickup of the water. That was awesome. Do I think YRC is too cheap at 25? In terms of what YRC does, probably, yes. But, like, the fact that YRC is a system mechanic means that I'm okay with it being bullshit, because every character has some kind of YRC bullshit. In Plus R, a lot of characters have, like, force breaks or FRCs that are bullshit. And that stuff is all character specific and implementation specific. So it feels like technically the input of like doing something bullshit for 25 meters is still there, but it's spread around characters, not spread around the system, which I personally don't like the way that Plus R does it. Would I remove Danger Time? I don't know. I'd probably make it a little less annoying. Maybe, oh, this is something that I've heard people talk about, where you can, they suggest that maybe instead of having Danger Time be totally random, they just make the chances of Danger Time increase as you clash more in a round. So the first time would not trigger Danger Time, but after like maybe the second or third or fourth clash, it would be very, very likely to trigger it. I think that'd probably be fine.
Heaven or hell. Duel. 1. Let's rock.
I think Danger Time is really funny, and it's generally like it's a lot more funny. It's a lot more fun than it is bad, so I'm willing to put up with it. Then again, I am a Raven player, so whenever I get hit by a gigantic combo and lose half my health, that was a sick FSHD. Whenever I get hit by a gigantic combo and lose half my health, I think, well, at least Raven's having a good time. Like, it kind of doesn't bother me. Other people might be more attached to their life bars, and for them, I could see them not liking Danger Time. As a Zato player who's seen my dead angle clash with normals for Danger Times randomly, I wait. Yeah, maybe. That's a good point. Although if Zato had a better dead angle or just better option, that was interesting. Maybe that wouldn't be as much of an issue. Maybe there could be a rule about it not triggering off of dead angles or other things. I don't know. Yeah, I think Danger Time as a mechanic can stay. Maybe it shouldn't, but I like it. It's incredibly stupid, and I generally like that. Oh god. I felt that 6H. I felt that 6H so hard. What was that? That was 6H into... And you were thinking, okay, he's either going to do the second hit of 6H or Haircar.
Yeah, so there.
And then he didn't do Haircar. He did roll, and then he did roll into 5D.
Yeah, so he has to delay there if he wants to block my burst. So it is a hard read there. Otherwise, I can just tech out. This matchup is a dog shit for Zato. I hate this matchup so much. There's a guy named Cha-Cha-Man, I think, or Cha-Cha-Man in Toronto.
Cha-Cha-Man.
Cha-Cha-Man? Okay.
Yeah, I know him.
And he plays Melia too, and god, every single fucking tournament in Toronto at the time, we always meet, like, right before, or during top 8-ish, and that matchup is like, whoever gets the first hits and knocks down has, like, such a huge lead. And the thing with Zato too is you have to spend meter to move the opponent to the corner usually, if you are playing at a decent level, because you can't really you don't really get those random knockdowns from drills or whatever else that you would expect to get from less skilled players. So you end up having to spend meter to carry the opponent to the corner, whether it's spending RC or usually spending RC or Executor, one of the two. So it's a huge pain. And Melia is such a mobile character too, so she can avoid getting cornered really easily in neutral situations.
Yeah, I sympathize with you. Melia is one of Raven's worst matchups as well, just because she's so high mobility. It's very difficult to chase her around.
It's like this is also not like a hugely important thing, but also like people really like putting in exhibitions and stuff. People really like putting Zato and Amelia together because they're lore matchups. But
Right, yeah.
it's like it's so bad for Zato. So I feel for all the Zato players who have to suffer that matchup. And I think, hold on. Yeah, so next week, you mentioned earlier that you're not going to be here next week, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be running.
I will not be here next week.
Anyways, I would very much like to, but we'll see. I'll have confirmation by like Wednesday or so, but I'll be putting out a notice. But,
Okay.
yeah, for today, that is going to be it, and I will see everyone later. Anything... Oh, I forgot to ask Karma Kwan if he had any shoutouts, but it's okay. Yeah, there's also, I mentioned this in the Discord chat as well, but I put a link to a different REV2 tournament. That one is called Goober Gear, and it runs every Friday. So if you are in the... It's like a similar region eligibility as this one, so if you also want to play in another tournament on Friday, not Saturday, feel free to join that one too.
That's cool.
And in terms of East Coast tournaments, I think that's it. I know the big server has one, but it's for the entirety of North America, which isn't ideal. So
Oh boy.
yeah,
All of my Quebec to California matches.
yeah, it's not fun. NorCal is sort of okay. I played versus some people there, and it seems to be like a pretty stable 4-frame. Although obviously it's going to depend on the connections, but still, it's not ideal. Make a REV3.
So funny. I could play plus R with people on my continent, South America, and Europe, and it's all playable.
Yeah, it's the types of problems you have when you're playing a game with a good netcode is like, how am I going to run this tournament while taking into consideration like the time zone in Eastern Russia and also like West Coast USA. But for REV2 we don't really have to worry about that shit because you can only play versus like people within, I don't know, half 500 kilometers, I guess.
Yeah. Before we log off, somebody I was talking with you, and it reminded me of something somebody said. Probably a question without an answer, but what do you think is the future of Exerd? I think that, weirdly enough, the future of Exerd is going to depend on... I mean, it's always going to depend on rollback, right? So, whether or not that BlazBlue Central Fiction rollback patch works properly and is, like, documented in a sane way and gets put into the game, I think that's going to affect Exerd a lot, because Exerd and BlazBlue were both made at that era of like having games with like large file sizes because they have 3D environments and they have like really high quality sound and everything, but they're still made using the using delay based game design.
Yes,
so if you can figure out so because of that, if you want to put rollback into those games without having access to the source code, just to rewrite everything. Yeah, Mad Hatter. He said he heard it was easier to add rollback to 2D sprites. Sort of. If it's easier to add rollback to games that have small memory footprints, because you can just take snapshots of the memory footprint and then go back and forth depending on how much you need to roll back. With a game like Exerd or BlazBlue that require like much larger amounts of memory to run, that is not a viable approach. So if somebody can figure out how to go through this era of Arc System Works scripting language and figure out how to make it work in BlazBlue, presumably that will make it much easier to work in Exerd.
There's also a lot of misinformation when it comes to how netcode development works, and I see sometimes, and it depends on the game too, but one of the big talking points about plus R was that because of the RNG elements in the game, like it'll be not possible or like very, very hard to put in rollback in the game. But there are ways to deal with that, and there have been rollback solutions made by the community for games that have much more RNG than plus R. Like in Soku, for example, Soku has a caster called Soku Roll, and Soku is a game where one of the characters, my main character, Swako, has two very notable normals that run on RNG. So one of the normals, she shoots out these bubbles, and the location and the trajectory of these bubbles are random. The second one, she summons rocks like surrounding her, and the location in which the rocks appear is also RNG. So these are normals, by the way. So if you can have a game like this where RNG is pretty commonplace and still have rollback, I think like it's it's hard to say that it will be difficult to implement rollback into a game with RNG.
Yeah,
and it's like,
it's definitely a roadblock. Because I remember before the plus R rollback was added officially, I was paying attention to the development of the caster in the plus R server.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
the rollback or the RNG stuff for Faust and Zappa and Testament was a roadblock.
Yeah.
But they eventually just like figured out how to get past it, and then Arxis said, "Hey, do you want access to source code?" And they said, "Sure." Also, fun fact: apparently, text games, the way that the stage data is handled, like the way the stages move and everything, is a single gigantic function that is like 3,000 lines long for every stage, and it has every stage in the game and all the sprites and all the behavior of everything, and it's just a single giant function.
Do you think they would rat rollback to Xrd before DBFZ? I think in terms of games that are likely to get rollback, I honestly thought that Dragon Ball was most likely.
Yeah.
And then also
I did too.
the order would be like Dragon Ball and then Grand Blue and then BBCF and then Xrd, I thought. But it seems like apparently BBCF is getting it first, or like that's the rumor, right? So
yeah, they've been desperate for long enough, so they've had more people who are willing to just sit down and try to reverse engineer source code.
I mean, like
Dragon Ball Fighters is Dragon Ball Fighters is printing money even without it, so I don't really think they're inclined to give it to it. If they make a Dragon Ball Fighters 2 or like a deluxe re-release or something in 3 years, that might have rollback, but yeah, I don't think they'd just add it to the game for no reason.
Yeah, and also what was I gonna say? Yeah, I would imagine it's just like based on player base size and how much attention the game have. And Dragon Ball is pretty clearly pretty high up there. But yeah, if BlazBlue, I was gonna say also, I just remembered, BlazBlue has not really had a proper sequel since CF or CF 2.0, I guess. They have gotten BB Tag, and then they've also gotten the gacha game. But the gacha itself, I'm not even coming at this from a fighting game perspective. I'm just like treating it as a mobile game, right? And it's still pretty dog shit. So even in that front, it's not very satisfying of a sequel. And then BB Tag obviously is like a entirely different beast from CF, right? So it's just like a series that has gotten.
It's a game that happens to have lots of BlazBlue characters, not a BlazBlue game.
Mm-hmm. So like it is nice to see that game getting more attention. Let's say. Like you can say something similar about Guilty Gear 2. Guilty Gear REV2 has been left alone for quite a long time before Strive, and Strive itself is also like not a proper. Not a proper sequel for people who enjoy Xrd, right? So
yeah,
but yeah, I think if BlazBlue gets it, I think Xrd is also within the realm of possibility in terms of getting rollback. So CF getting rollback is good news either way.
Yeah, and it'll be good for all the crazy people who enjoy playing BlazBlue.
I mean, have you played that game ever?
I've tried to get into BlazBlue like 3 separate times. And every time I think, oh, this is why I hate this game and why I would never want to play it.
The comparison that I heard about BlazBlue and Xrd is that the execution difficulty is a bit higher in that game, but the difficulty of the defense and offense game is lower. So like the number of options you have on defense are more simplified, I guess. And then also like it's just simpler in terms of like what to think about during offense.
Yeah. I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's what I heard anyways. And then, like, even when I'm just playing the combo trials, the combo difficulty in that game seems to be very noticeably higher than in this game. So, even just for BMBs too, like, I spent a lot of time just trying to get the Arakune BMB, and Arakune's BMB is really important because it allows him to get curse from 0, so it's pretty essential to playing the character. How I used to play the character back in CPEX was... In CPEX, his curse cloud didn't disappear when he blocked a move. So I just set a cloud and then block turtle and then Mothra and then curse bugs. But right now I can't do that because it got patched, so I can't block stuff anymore.
Yeah, as it should work. Yeah,
as it should be.
There are a lot of things that make me personally not want to play BlazBlue. The execution barrier is one of them, but like. I could just live with doing like the simpler combos because I don't really care about that stuff.
Oh yeah.
The thing that like mostly makes me not want to play Blaze Blue is the whole mind game around throw, reject, miss, or TRMs and purple throws.
Oh yeah.
Because I think it's an extremely stupid system that solves a problem that only exists because the game is trying to be like Guilty Gear but different. And I don't think that it does healthy things for the game, and it's not satisfying to use or defend against.
I see. I haven't
And
even.
it's the entire core of the strike throw game in that game.
I haven't even really played the game enough to think about that. To be honest, when I played Blaze Blue, it was the first fighting game I played outside of Soku, and
Right.
my experience in fighting games at the time was very low. So, again, my entire game plan was just set a cloud and then block and then do Mothra and then hopefully win by mashing. Yeah, in my case, I think difficulty for the sake of difficulty can be valuable, and the best example I can make of this is I don't know if you've ever played StarCraft, but StarCraft Brood War is a game that has a lot of difficulty attached to the execution of basically everything. So doing very simple tasks is very difficult, and things don't do things when you want them to, and you have to like make.
Yeah, I'm familiar with a lot of the old jank in StarCraft Brood War. Like only having 12 units in a group, having really shitty pathfinding.
Yeah, and StarCraft 2 fixed a lot of those things, obviously, but in the process of simplifying those actions and making those things easier, you get rid of a lot of the depth that exists in the form of execution requirements. And I think you can see a very similar thing going on with basically every fighting game, where fighting games used to have very rough input readers. They used to have much more tighter combos in general. Like try doing a 3-hit combo in ST. It's pretty insane. And even in Guilty Gear, like a lot of the input buffers, even when just comparing Sign to REV2, if you go back and play Sign on Steam, you'll notice immediately that a lot of the input buffers and stuff are much tighter than in REV2. And there is some amount of value, I think, there in just having things being hard for no other reason than being hard. Or for no other reason than just being for the sake of being hard. But I can understand why people don't like that and why things are moving in this direction. Although I think Strive has gone a little bit too far.
Yeah, I sort of agree with that, but I generally disagree in the sense of like it's okay for things to be hard because like to me, you said like doing a 3-hit combo in Super Turbo is difficult, right? Because it requires precise timing and everything.
Yeah.
I don't find that to be stimulating because you're taking two things that do work and it's just like really, really arbitrarily difficult to put them together in a way that works. I think so I want to talk about this in another video in 6 years or whatever when I finally get around to making more videos.
Yeah.
But I have another video coming soonish.
Oh, yeah.
First week of September, soonish. It should be easy to make, whatever. The point is, I think that there are two kinds of like precise or like hard difficulty things that I absolutely hate. One of which is a long delay into a precise input, or like any kind of delay into a precise input that's just precise for no real reason. And the other is taking something that's like that feels bad or trash and just making it like not even good but just tolerable, because like the default is just shit, and if you do it well or if you do something convoluted and unintuitive, then it's okay. To me, like Tekken is like the perfect example of that, because Korean backdashing is a requirement for doing anything in that game, and all you're doing in Korean backdashing is putting backdashes together, which should be really easy, except for the fact that backdashes, for no real reason at all, have like a full second of recovery at the end of them. But they don't actually have that much recovery because you can still block, so what's the point, right? Well, the point is that you're supposed to crouch cancel them, and if you do it quickly, it's Korean backdashing. And it just feels incredibly shitty and uninteresting, because even when you do it properly, you're not like showing that you know how the game's mechanics interact with each other. There's just this small window to do something, and if you can do it consistently, then you're good, and if you can't, then there's nothing you can do.
I think specifically the issue with Tekken for me, and not like the idea of difficult mechanics or anything, just like Tekken specifically, is that the controller has such a huge impact on the game, more so than anything else that I've played so far. So I play on Hitbox right now, and I solidly believe that Hitbox has like a huge advantage over lever in that game.
I agree. I agree.
But I still don't really feel like playing Tekken because that gap in controller capability is like very off-putting to me. I don't want to be playing a game where I have an unfair advantage over my opponents, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
And like obviously there are some other issues too, where for any game you can have like cheats and some controllers that are better than others. But I just think that like the hitbox is so common of a controller, and also it's like such a huge difference in performance, I guess. Pro pad is also kind of an interesting thing too, but honestly, when it comes to controllers, it's so hard to regulate against in tournaments. When you go to an actual tournament, you'll notice that there is very little regulating going on. Usually it's just like there's a TO or like a bracket runner that's like calling matches, and then that's pretty much it. So that one person can't possibly manage to check every single controller and like check if it's tournament legal, or like if it has extra buttons or things you should be aware of. So like it just ends up being what is the most common controller that people use, and then you're basing the rules on that. And right now it tends to be pad and lever and hitbox. So I think, I should say pad and stick probably. Hitbox is probably a lot less common, but
yeah. I understand. I sympathize with that.
And also,
getting back to
just one more thing. Also, I definitely do think that for example, I do enjoy that both StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 exist. I think that these separate games serve different audiences, and that's completely fine. And likewise for fighting games too. I very much enjoy that people still play ST, and then also I'm okay with games like Strive existing, although like I'm not sure why it's Guilty Gear specifically that's gone in that direction, but still.
Money.
Yeah, I mean...
I can tell you why. It's money.
It's just like, I can even understand that, and I'm okay with that. I just feel like the way in which they are trying to get money and trying to get popular is not really working out. And this is another topic entirely, so I won't get too much into it.
Yeah, I agree. One last thing I want to say regarding Blaze Blue. Wood Mancini said, the Blaze Blue aesthetic doesn't really do it for me, and I agree. That is also something I hate, capital H, about Blaze Blue, is the way the characters look.
But
that is... I can look at maybe 3 characters in Blaze Blue without wanting to vomit. There are like 45 characters in that game.
I play Arakune, and one of the reasons is because he's not offensive to the eyes.
Yes.
He is just a blob, so... yeah. I mean, like, also just... When it comes to Blaze Blue, a lot of the models feel old and dated.
As they are.
I mean, like, it's been around since CT, which has been more than a decade now, so... Makes sense, but...
Yeah.
Still, it would be nice to see updates in that front as well, if there is a new game ever coming out.
Yeah, it personally doesn't bother me, but when you look at the old CT sprites or any Blaze Blue sprite compared to the BB Tag sprites, it's so nice. Sprites in that game are so much nicer than the old sprites.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I will say one more thing and then we can finish. I said there are 3 characters that I can stand looking at without wanting to vomit. Those characters, for anybody who's wondering, are Celica, 9, and... I think it's Arakune? Celica 9... Oh, Rachel, actually, Rachel. Rachel's design is extremely stereotypical, but it doesn't bother me. Basically, everybody else, it just annoys the hell out of me, and I don't like looking at them.
Yeah, honestly, there are a few different characters.
That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, there are honestly a few different characters that I'm interested in gameplay-wise. Like, I think Izanami is one of them. Arakune, obviously. There was another one to it, but I forgot. I haven't played it in a while. But yeah, it's just like right now I have Guilty Gear, and that was more or less all I need. So I just didn't really put a lot of time into it. And I think a lot of people feel the same way in terms of Guilty Gear players. But
Yeah.
yeah, right now there is a lack of games that are satisfying for me as an extra player. So CF is one of those where if it gets rollback, I'll definitely jump onto it for sure.
Yeah, I think it'd be great if CF did get rollback, just because the more games that have it, the better. I'd probably try it for 2 weeks and then realize why I hate it and go back to playing Plus R.
I had that happen with a lot of games so far, and it is a little bit sad because I thought maybe it was just all these new games that I'm not enjoying that much, but I tried Melty, Current Code, and I didn't really like that all that much either, which makes me
You played
imagine.
one of the Nekos, didn't you?
Well, I played Neko, and then I moved on to playing F Alco because I wanted to win a tournament because the first place prize was Lumina, and Lumina wasn't out yet at the
Oh,
time.
right.
Yeah, so I practiced F Alco for like 3 days and then didn't win, unfortunately. But
I like playing F Alco, but she is like one of the most boring characters in the game.
Yeah.
So, like, play somebody else. You'll like him, I promise.
I'm sure, yeah. And
Current
Neko,
Code's a cool game.
Neko obviously is not like the ideal character to be playing. But yeah, there's a lot of other characters I would like to try, like C Alco, obviously, and some others.
The characters.
Oh, Hime for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You love Hime.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, in
Yeah,
terms
the
of
character that I enjoy playing in Current Code is F Hisui, who is not the best version of Hisui, but who is funny and satisfying. The better character that I may move to eventually is F. What's her face? Not F Akiha, not Seifuku Akiha, not Vermilion Akiha, just F Akiha. Yeah, because I kind of like her as well. We'll see if I have the motivation to play more Melty Blood.
yeah, in
But
terms
that's
of
everything I have to say for tonight, so I guess we can sign off if you want to.
yeah, for tournament, I am glad we got as many entrants as we did, to be honest, because I had I had 0 entrants for the first 24 hours or so, and that was after adding the pop bonus. So I was getting a little bit concerned, but then it ended up being okay. Although we had 2 DQs, unfortunately.
Yeah, one of which was me.
Oh, actually,
Sorry about that.
No, there were 2 other than you, I think. One was Flizzard,
Oh, I
who is
see.
a Toronto player, and then the other one was P Hours, I think, who is a Montreal Eno player. But
Oh, right.
yeah, in any case, yeah, I'm glad we had the turnout at least. So I am not sure that I'm going to be back tomorrow or next week, but I'll let people know. So see you sometime soon.
Yep, see you sometime soon. Bye.